clearance right now.
Yeah, I think we're about to find out, Slee.
More like roar.
Roars to you, Em. Buenos dias, Jorge.
Hey, buenos dias.
How you feeling, Slee? Better
good.
than me.
What's going on, man? I thought you were on like
I am.
You're
I
on
think
such
that's
a
the problem. I
streak
just
here for health.
I basically just emptied the bag on Carlo for no reason. I think he said something like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I just went all in. Like I don't. There's going through some stuff, Al. had a pretty crappy night's sleep, and it's on. I've now confirmed that I have 4 diseases because I googled my symptoms this morning.
Went to WebMD.
This is the biggest issue. No, I guarantee you didn't even go to WebMD.
No,
he just Googled.
Yes.
Am I dying?
He's on Reddit.
Basically.
Or something, and people on Reddit are telling him what he has.
I've got.
Be careful, man.
You want to hear what I have?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy.
Here's what I got so far. I'm sure I'll have more by the end of the day. See, Carlo's coming in right now. Carlo, I don't know if you were listening. I apologize to you for unloading the bag a few minutes ago. It's not you, it's me. Let me just let you know.
Before you
I started it, by the way.
Yeah, Jorge, you're right. Jorge did start it. That's right.
Before any more of the details come, who do we have for tomorrow? Who do we have for? We should start figuring out
I'll get a camera
right
on
now.
the line.
Get a cam, throw in a DeMarco.
Can I just, if we're just kind of going globally to replace me forever, which could happen at any minute for a variety of reasons, DeMarco would be my first choice to take my spot. I just think that DeMarco and I are most like this, right? I think that we've got a similar sensibility.
Give us a list of what you currently.
You want them all?
No, I want them sprinkled in as we
critical limb ischemia is something that I think I might have. I think that might be happening.
What does that mean?
Yeah, nothing good. I didn't look. I'm like, do you think I actually? Once I was diagnosed, I don't even know what it is. I just put in, "Why do my legs hurt?" and that's what came up.
Do you need to get my sister on the line, who's a medical student?
Ooh.
I could text her.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah,
all right,
I'm frustrated.
I
got a lot. There's a lot. Jorge said, "Hey, Trav, you know what we should do next week? He's got this restaurant that he wants to take me to that we are definitely going to go to." He's like, "Hey, how about next week?" And I exploded at him.
Will there be a next week?
Lo siento.
We're eating cookies over here.
Yeah.
We're not paying too much attention. I'm just going to say you don't have to look it up, but I did look it up. Do you want me to tell you what?
Critical limb ischemia?
Yes.
Yeah, what do I have?
It's just severe block. By the way, it's not good if anything says severe to start off, whatever it is. Severe blockage in the arteries of the lower extremities.
Yep, that's pretty much what it is.
Which markedly reduces blood flow.
Yep.
Why didn't you sleep? You couldn't sleep?
I have severe might be aggressive. My legs hurt. Like, especially when I sleep, they're waking me up because, and by the way, Emily's sister is our next stop, but anybody else that might have an explanation of what's going on. I've been on, I don't want to say a fitness kick. That's the wrong thing.
No,
because
you have been.
No, because that implies like vigorous exercise. That's not
You're
what
walking
it is.
10,000 steps a day, which anybody out there would tell you that is a fantastic thing to do on a daily basis.
It's been good, and I've been doing it every day, and I feel really good until I try to go to sleep. And then that's when the leg pain comes on.
All hell breaks loose.
That's when all hell breaks loose. And I had a bad night last night.
So, Travis, I don't know if you saw SNL this weekend, but Dakota Johnson was the host. And this, I promise this will tie back. There was one sketch they did where Dakota Johnson, his character, has a Shark Tank idea. And the Shark Tank idea is this T-shirt. And this T-shirt says this. It says, "Don't ask me if I'm okay. I'm okay. But if everyone starts asking if I'm okay, I might start crying."
Yes, that's about where I am.
Yeah.
That's about exactly where I am.
Is it, I'm assuming here, because we already know this, you went through like maybe a 1 or 2 day phase in your life where you stretched, and you're like, hey, that was really great.
I've been trying to continue to do that.
Are you stretching a little bit?
A little bit.
Huh.
A little bit. Here's what I wrote to Susan a few minutes ago. I sent this to my lovely wife of 27 years. Pretty sure this is the end. Nice knowing you. Make sure someone good gets my golf clubs, life insurance forms in the cabinet.
She just thumbs up that?
Her response was, "I hope that you're not dying. I like you. You could solve all of this by seeing a doctor."
It's very astute.
That was awesome. Did she just thumbs up that?
It's pretty good.
What if,
But see,
that's all she gave you?
And then
it's just a thumbs up. She moved on with her day.
And so you can see here, Slee, like my screen caps that I've sent her. I sent her all the diseases that I've self-diagnosed myself with.
She must love that as a nurse because she probably gets that all the time.
Well, anytime somebody in the community gets something, they know that Susan's a nurse, or I should say one of their children gets something because Susan's a pediatric ICU nurse. It's, should we go to the hospital? And Susan's always like, if you think you should go to the hospital, you should definitely go to the hospital. I'm not telling you to go or not go. If you feel that you should go, go. She's telling me you're fine. If you want to go see the doctor, that's fine.
No, then you're fine.
I need somebody that can play golf to have my golf clubs. That's it. Like that. My assets, as meager as they may be, are not nearly as important to me as making sure the golf clubs end up in the right hands.
So, like, if it had to be, if you're bequeathing on your will, and it only had to do with the 710 people at all that work here. Sorry,
Tommy
for the golf clubs.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe Ireland.
Ireland and I have a different type of golf club that we like.
Okay.
Right. It's just a matter of preference, not a matter of quality.
Okay.
Tommy and I have a similar appreciation of quality and style. We like the same things.
If you had to bequeath upon us on this show something, what would you bequeath Al, Jorge, and me?
I would give you most of my cooking stuff because I know that you like to cook as well.
Solid.
Jorge, you'd get all my coolers because I know that you appreciate a good cooler game.
I'll take the grill.
You can have the grill. There you go. You can have the grill.
Okay, los dos.
Slee, you can have all of my bourbon.
Oh, yes.
Honestly, it sounds like a good deal for all of us.
You guys get some stuff. You guys get
Can
some
we
stuff.
stop talking about you being gone and you already just giving us everything?
I don't know. I kind of like this deal, though.
Yeah, you guys get some nice stuff.
When you're trying to,
Jorge, you can have the Silverado too.
Oh my God,
yeah.
you win, bro.
Yes, thank you.
You win on that. When you're trying to sleep
Yeah,
and you can't sleep,
I fall asleep, but I don't stay asleep.
how much is that affecting Susan's sleep?
I think she's
leaving her-
okay.
okay.
I think she's okay. She's
You're
not.
not like, ugh.
She's not waking up and saying, "Hey, is everything okay?" She's still.
She's getting her shut-eye.
She's getting it
She's
done.
getting her shut eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, you could tell me what
My
else you have
health
as we go
is
along.
similar to the health of the Lakers season. What the last?
not good health.
Can I just put it as simply and bluntly as possible? Last night was a really bad night in Lakerland. Last night started bad. They got killed again, and then got weird / predictable / obvious / worse by the end of the night into tomorrow.
Yeah, it's let's say
It's a bad night for the Lakers.
losses are losses. Like, you're going to have losses. It's not. I didn't even know this because I just wasn't looking at it. I'm not following Christian Wood on Twitter. I didn't know until
Loser.
after the game. I didn't know until after the game
notifications.
that there was something going on before the game. I didn't know until after the game that was even kind of a conversation or something going on.
His
But Al,
LOL tweet you're talking
He
about.
was just trying to quote tweet something else and
Just
say
trying to quote
LOL.
tweet. Just trying to quote tweet, right? I didn't know that. Listen, was it going to come at some point? Probably, but LeBron's post game of just the way he kind of left things up in the air. I didn't know that this was just going to be another. If it's just going to be another L to the Atlanta Hawks, who's 8 games below 500, and you're a squad that can't play a lick of defense. This was a lot more than just one thing.
The
You see what I'm
loss
saying?
was only one thing that
It
was
almost
bad
didn't feel
last
like-
night.
Yeah, it almost didn't. By the time we got here this morning, we talked a lot less about the actual loss. The loss was just, but that's just one more loss on the other.
It's
25
another loss
losses
to
that
a
they
bad
had.
team that they had a bad loss to a bad team the night before that. They
Yeah.
barely beat another bad team in double overtime a few nights before that. Just real quickly to they beat the Warriors when the Warriors were 4 games under 500, and they needed 2 overtimes to do it.
Yep.
They lost to the Houston Rockets, who were 3 games under 500. Decisively, got blown out. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks last night decisively. They got blown out. That's a team that's 8 games under 500. Here's what's coming up for them tomorrow. They get the Celtics, who are 26 games over 500.
Best record in the NBA.
Is that good?
After that, they get the New York Knicks, who are 14 games over 500.
Probably the hottest team in the NBA.
Best thing ever happened to them was Julius Randle going down. They just took off after that. They've been great. And then they get the Charlotte Hornets, who are 25 games under. This is a bad road trip that's going bad, and you've heard me say this before, Slee. Road trips can go one of two ways, right? If everything says you can kind of come together, you spend a lot of time with your teammates, et cetera, but when it goes bad, and this road trip is going bad so far, players get traded, coaches get fired, teams fracture. And that's where this is headed. And I'm not saying that all of those things are going to happen, but I'm almost positive some of those things are going to happen because all that Darvin stuff is right back to the top of the story. It's right back to the, hey, does he know what he's doing? The players are putting stuff out there that are cryptic, only not really cryptic at all. It's a bad time in Lakerland right now.
Timing of it all, too. Trade deadline's February 8th. I thought yesterday we were going to be spending a little bit more time talking about here's Dejounte Murray and kind of profiling what he can bring to the table. He's going up against D'Angelo Russell. It's kind of funny to talk about. These all became secondary stories. They didn't become what you thought was going to be the lead in this game. It's, hey, Anthony Davis missed his third game of the year. Just kind of trying to find some regular storylines. Here's what the Lakers have in front of them. January's done. This was the month that you're supposed to gain some ground because you had 11 of 12 games that were going to be at crypto. You ended up one game below 500. You went 7-8 in the month of January. You're now one game below 500 and and by the way, lucky almost to be one game below 500. That Warrior game could have gone the other way. And we know what's ahead for the Lakers. Trade deadline's coming up February 8th. Bron's putting out a tweet, and I know we're going to spend a lot of time. We're going to try to decipher what exactly he's talking about, even though I think we all know what he's talking about. The Darvin Ham thing, I think, is interesting because the Darvin Ham piece of it. We're
right back where we were, 3 weeks ago?
About 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
the start of January.
Yeah.
What was it after? I think maybe Miami and Memphis, and the questions were coming up. He's getting questions. Hey, do you have the backing?
Did you lose the locker room?
Do you have the backing of ownership?
Right.
It was Bill Plaschke asked a question. This was when everything was as hot as it was. Something along the lines of, do you feel like you're coaching for your job, and do you think that's fair? This was 3-4 weeks ago.
And it quieted down because they were a little bit better. And last night, the loss is like not even on the list of things that got weird yesterday. Because as weird as this sounds, them losing to a bad team isn't a surprise. It's not a surprise. It was kind of maybe not expected, but certainly not surprising. That Anthony Davis didn't play, not the story of the night. It was the emoji of choice. We'll get into that. Plus your phone calls, 877-710-ESPN. If you are a medical expert, don't tell me why I'm dying. If you have radical theories, I would like to take those. Those are the ones that I would like to hear. 877
weed or something.
710. I'm not doing. See, this is part of the problem.
Yeah.
I'm kind of white knuckling a lot of stuff that's going on in my life right now. It's not really helping out all that much. 877-710-ESPN. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers high-quality supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as access to product specialists who have the knowledge and experience to answer your toughest questions. Plus, their commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. do you prefer the hourglass emoji that is with most of the sand at the top, or do you prefer the one with all of the sand at the bottom?
I like most of the sand at the top.
That's not the one that LeBron picked.
Because the one most of the sand on top would tell me that we have time, but time is running out.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yep.
The other one tells
time
me
is
that.
now.
Yeah, the other one tells me that
The time has
I
passed.
retired. It's over. I don't know what's going on over here. The time has passed.
Yeah, remember when LeBron retired for a second after last season?
Did anybody buy that? But no, he tweeted out the no sand in the emoji hourglass, like time's up. And it's interesting because of what the symbolism is. It's interesting because it came after another bad loss.
Can I stop you for a second? I think you're much better at reading between some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is LeBron and you could look at his career and everything else. Can you give me just your description? And not this surprises you, it doesn't surprise any of that stuff. What do you make of that tweet?
Well, it means one thing and one thing only. Do something. I don't have any time left, or I don't have much time left. Do something. That's what it means. Now, he did it like that, so there's plausible deniability. He did it like that so he could drop a DraftKings promo shortly after. He did it like that because it could mean some other things, but we know it doesn't. It means do something. This is what LeBron does. This is off the first page of the LeBron handbook. That when stuff and the Lakers are playing poorly,
Hits the fan.
They were to the trade deadline. He's in year 21. All of this stuff, but this is LeBron 101. Do something that we all know exactly what it means, but you can't prove that that's exactly what it means. That's how he operates, and I don't even have a huge problem with it because he's been doing it for such a long time, and you know what it means, just like I know what it means. That's what he does. He wants them to do something. It put pressure on the front office, on the team, on the coach, on everybody that's not him and Anthony Davis. Do something, because Davis is the only other guy that is doing something night after night after night.
We've probably had this conversation now. This is Bron's 6th year as a Laker. 6th year? 5th year? 6th year? Maybe 5th year.
6, right?
Okay. I'm trying
Missed championship, out in the first round, miss Western Conference Finals. This is the 6th year.
6th year. We've been having this conversation now for a while that, hey, at what point do you stop accommodating to LeBron? Because you don't know about life after LeBron. We've been literally, it's been like 3 years now, okay? And every time you kind of get proven, no, keep accommodating because you at least still give yourself a shot. And last year is the best example of it. However we want to describe it, they got to the Western Conference Finals. Got swept, but they got to the Western Conference Finals, right? Nobody really expected that. And you did accommodate to LeBron. You accommodated to, this is his age. We got to strike right now. As you've mentioned a couple times, you kind of knew what needed to go. It was Russ. But what you brought back, you weren't sure if it's all going to work out. It did work out. I thought last year's run was incredible. Here we are now. He's 39 years old. If the question still continues of, are you accommodating to a 39-year-old at this stage of his career that you're not even guaranteed he's going to play for you next year, I still lean towards, yeah, you got to accommodate.
Me too.
Isn't that kind of funny? But
because what other choice do they have? And I think it's a
they
combination.
have a choice. They have a couple choices.
They have other choices, but I'm fairly certain they're not better choices, right? Their best chance still to win a championship is with LeBron James as a major piece of the puzzle, right? To go in a different direction, the directions that you're talking about, is a longer process and probably something that was either explicitly or implicitly told to LeBron, as long as you're here, we're going to move heaven and earth to try to put you on a team that has a chance to win a championship every single year.
Yep.
I think that was part of the understanding of being here. And look, that's just kind of the Laker way. That's just kind of how they operate even under ideal circumstances.
They can rebuild differently than other teams.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised that we're here.
Isn't there something a little bit in between that? Because you could say, hey, Bron, we're all in. We've been all in since you've been here. But one scenario that can play out between now and February 8th, which I don't think is going to play out, is nothing's going to save us this year. That's a scenario that can play out. I don't think the Lakers will do that, but I think that is one scenario where you're still telling LeBron, we are all in. But Tell us what's going to save this season. Tell us what's going to make us compete with Boston. By the way, don't even just look at the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are the class of the Western Conference. There's 4 or 5 other teams that could beat you in a 7-game set like that.
They all can.
6, 7 teams.
They
whatever
all
it is.
can.
And Bron said it yesterday, his quote. And I know we'll play that in just a second. But I think there's the piece of it. You got the Western Conference. Go look at the East. Are you beating Milwaukee in a 7-game set? Are you beating Boston in a 7-game set?
Atlanta.
That's a classic.
That's what I'm getting at, right?
It's a classic against Atlanta.
Right? It's a
really good.
slugfest.
But that's the question. You could still be in the LeBron James business and determine whether it's smart to do something before February 8th or not.
I want to get back to LeBron in a second, but I think I might have some medical advice that could help me here. Let's go to North Hollywood and check in with Eddie. Eddie, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? So I had something similar that I was experiencing, what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And my first question would be, how tall are you?
6'3".
About 5'8" and a half.
Okay, I'm 6'4".
Okay.
So you probably have the same problem. It's something as simple as you just need a better pair of shoes. I walk a lot. I was a former custodian and doing about 20,000 steps a day.
Okay.
We're very similar in age. I would always wear basketball shoes. And my podiatrist, I think that's the foot doctor,
It is.
had recommended getting a pair of running shoes with great support, preferably the brand with the N on the side, not
Okay.
to promote them. And make sure that the shoe has enough wiggle room for your toes to not be constricted. And you should notice a difference within a couple days.
This sounds
Eddie,
like...
thank you.
Hokas are also great too.
Okay.
Hokas are great, yeah.
So, all right, Eddie, thank you very
Wait,
much. That's very
I'm
useful.
hoping you're not using good walking running shoes because I really want this to be part of the solution.
I bought a brand new pair of Hokas yesterday.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
that's good.
and I wore them yesterday for the first time. But I had been using other running shoes
Right.
up
In the
until this
past.
point. But they're not bad shoes. They're also pretty good shoes. But
Fitted or just random shoes?
No, fitted.
So you went to one of the,
I went to
the Road
Ro-
Runners or one of those?
I got the Hokas from Roadrunner. Yeah. But the other ones, my cousin, all right, my cousin works for ASICS.
Yeah.
And he sends me shoes.
Yeah.
So I was wearing those, but I'm like, this is not helping me out. I wore the other ones yesterday, and now I'm far worse. So maybe it's just the
It's gonna take
transition.
some
I
time.
don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's going to take some time.
Or
But
new
that's
shoes.
By the way, that's such good advice.
It
That
is
guy
good
was
advice.
awesome.
No, Eddie knows what he's talking about. All right, back to LeBron and his hourglasses and what they do from here. Don in Riverside. Don, you're on with Trav and Slee. What's up, Don?
I just wanted to vent a little bit.
Go.
So every trade deadline, we talk about trading away the whole team all the time, every year since LeBron's been a Laker. I'm just saying I think it's time for him to go. Let's just trade him. I know he's got to go to a team that's probably contending already. We get rid of him, get something back for him, draft picks, I don't know. But I also want to say he's not a good leader. You guys always talk about his stats. He's just not a good leader. This team is not bad. It's not a bad team. Should be well above 500, yet they're well below 500 every year. Playing for the 9th and 10th seed, man, a playoff. I don't get it. I just don't get. I don't get why they're so bad. And he's the face of the organization, and he should be a better leader. This team should be fired up to play, and they never play good in the first quarter. I just don't get it.
Don, appreciate you calling in. You know what's odd is before the season started, okay, what do you think people would be saying about LeBron, Laker fans specifically, what they'd be saying about LeBron as far as his leadership goes, they would say, and then this is just coming off getting to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept 100%. But I think people's tune about LeBron would say, okay, let me think about his tenure with the Lakers. The team has recycled a lot of different players. Nobody's saying that there's been consistency or any of that stuff. You did get a championship. You got to the Western Conference Finals. But if you're a stock, you're like this every year, Trev. Like literally.
Couldn't agree more.
It's the absolute peak or it's absolute bottom. And the Lakers this year, it appears that they're going to do exactly what they've done every year. And if the trend is going the right way, it's going to be down here, somewhere down there. LeBron's a good leader because LeBron's been in the league for 21 years and has led X amount of different teams. His style maybe sometimes work with some teams, maybe it doesn't work with others. But to say, hey, let's just trade LeBron James, nobody would be saying that 3 months ago, 2 months ago. It's where they're sitting right now is why
There's so much on LeBron. There's so many different ways to unpack what the caller was just talking about. Him. First of all, a lot of what he said is just wrong, so I just want to clear it up that they're under 500 every year. No, they're not, right? That this is the LeBron is a bad leader. LeBron is not easy to play with, but all of his teammates love playing with him. It's one of those fine, like, you got to show up and you got to go, but there isn't this narrative that playing with him is awful, right? It's difficult, but they like him. That he is a guy that develops camaraderie and all of these things. The Laker fans' feelings about LeBron James are very complicated. They're very complicated for a variety of reasons that we can get into coming up in just a bit. We got Ask Sedano coming up at 10:45. So George will be in the seat. That's coming up about 15 minutes from right now. And one more coaching vacancy in the NFL has been filled. It's all coming up. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN. Time state, federal, and local rebates. You could be on your way to as much as $10,000 in savings on new furnace and AC systems, new water heaters, and more, thanks to Next Gen Air and Plumbing. Here's what you do. You call the Next Gen rebate hotline at 833-3-NEXT-GEN, and their rebate team will help you save every penny possible. So don't pass up this chance to save up to thousands of dollars, up to 10 grand, right? And make sure that you ask about Next Gen's incredible no payments for 90 days. That's one of their financing options on approved credit. That's right, no payments for 90 days. With these financing options and the rebates, it can significantly drive down your costs. So now's the perfect time to call the whole home experts at Next Gen Air and Plumbing. Do not wait. Do it right now. These financing options and rebates, they will not last. So call 833-3-NEXT-GEN right now. That's 833-3-NEXGEN.
The most followed sport.
dropped off food at your house twice in one day? I don't
Great
know.
question.
Travis and Sliwa.
On 710 ESPN.
You see me get my stretching in that break, Slee? Back, baby. It's all coming together. Why are you not making eye contact with me?
All right, this is a good song. This kind of takes this. It's a good one right here.
Did you not hear what I said?
I heard your stretching and everything else. I heard all that.
Doesn't want to picture it anymore.
Yeah.
I got
Especially
that
the
part
areas
in.
you are stretching. We're just gonna avert our eyes.
All right.
We had Stretch Lab last week. Was it? Were they in here?
Yes.
I think it was last week. I think those are like very critical things for you. Just get a 20-minute stretch.
Had a good run. What are you going to do?
Are you gonna now tweet the hourglass? And then we have a different.
And
meaning
then
behind
the
it?
little doctor with the little thing on his head, or
Yeah.
the little stethoscope. By the way, what was that thing that they used to wear on their head? I've never gone to a doctor's office and he has the thing on the little reflector. Like, what the hell is
Yeah, I
that
don't know
thing?
what it is.
What do you use that for? I've never
It
actually
wasn't
seen
a
it.
light, right? It wasn't a light.
No,
either.
it was a reflector.
Yeah.
Like, what is he? What
I
light
don't
is he?
think they knew what it was for. They just felt
Did you ever
like
go
they
to a
had
doctor that had one? I never did.
Nah, me either.
No, I don't think I did either.
Yeah, that feels, I don't know, like
Kind of with you. I see a
leeches.
doctor,
Like, what are we doing?
Let us know on Twitter if you
Okay.
know what that thing was.
Speaking of
once every
stethoscopes,
10 years.
so I was watching this TikTok, and this person who is an emergency responder was just breaking down how that show 911 with Rob Lowe or whatever is just that's not how things work. This guy, they were taking down this one clip where this guy is in like a frozen pod or whatever, one of those ice pods or whatever, and he's frozen, and they take him out, and he's like, "Oh my God, did he die or whatever?" And the person just whips out a stethoscope. Like, that's not doing anything to help this situation if they have a stethoscope. So anyway,
Susan watches medical thing like back in the day when ER was a big show. We
Right.
used to watch that together. And again, my wife is a cardiothoracic ICU nurse. She knows things. Okay, she knows how crises work and the order of operations and what they look like and which person in a crisis is responsible for which thing that they're supposed to do. And she would sit there and she's like, "That's not even the right rhythm on the monitor. That's not what they." And I'm like, "Susan, it's a TV show. Can you just stop, please?"
It's a
Like,
complete crack.
It is a complete
Wait, isn't
crap.
that the same as when you get angry that
Yes.
somebody's
But
throwing a
Do
baseball?
you not understand that it's important when I do it, but when other people
I
do
could
it, it
hear
just
you
doesn't
yelling
matter to
at
me?
Susan. It's like, you wouldn't even throw a fastball in that predicament.
Well, you would know how to throw a fastball. Even if it's a bad pitch selection, you would have held a baseball
He's
in your
holding
hand
it,
prior
holding
to
it wrong.
No, he had never. Find an actor who played on the JV team in 10th grade. That can't be that hard.
find an actor
that-
who's a doctor. Oh wait, you don't like Ken Jeong?
I don't. He was a doctor, wasn't he?
Yeah, I went to Duke.
All right, let's try another phone call here. He's a Dookie? Now I really don't like him.
Yeah.
Job or Job? Emily?
Job in Simi
Job
Valley.
in
Like the
Simi
Bible.
Valley. What's up, Job?
Hey, Travis, Lee, how you guys doing today?
Good,
Good.
brother. Thank you.
Good, good. I am not a LeBron James fan. Let me start off by saying. And secondly,
Can I jump in right
I
there,
was just
Job?
gonna say,
Why
yeah,
are you
give
not
us
a
the
LeBron
reasons.
fan?
Tell us why.
I'm not into people who, in general, who are just full of themselves, and I don't think there's ever been another athlete that's more full of themselves than he is. Anyone who calls themselves the best player ever, when he said, "I realized during this point that I'm the best player ever," you don't call yourself the best player ever. You let other people say that. We don't need to hear you saying it.
Even if he's right?
Secondly, yeah, he's not right. But Jokic, to me,
a lot of people think
who
he's
know
right.
Basketball, Jokic is a much better basketball player than LeBron is. LeBron's just been catered to his entire life.
Job,
He's
I'll
lived up
I'll
to it,
say
but
this.
he's
I'll say
nowhere
this, and
near the best player.
let me say this, and then we're going to let you get to your point. I think personality, I get it. There's a lot of people that don't like certain athletes' personality. I understand that. That's not uncommon, but you got to do as best as you can to take away how you personally feel about somebody and what that player has done on the court. You think everybody was a Kobe fan? You think everybody was a Michael Jordan fan? You think everybody was a Tom Brady fan? Go down the list. Like
Bird magic.
but I don't think they have to be your favorite personality. But go back into your point.
My point also, if you want to just say basketball, to me, I've played a lot of basketball and I've been around a lot of it. It's a touch you have on the ball. I've never liked how he shoots. I don't like the touch he has. Pau Gasol, Jokic, these people have this beautiful shot. Kobe,
They have the
I got to jump in right here. I got to do something here. Hold on a second. Just because I think my brain shut off for a second. Just want to make sure I have this order right. The person who has scored more points than anyone in the history of the sport doesn't shoot correctly, and that you know because you played? Okay, just that's what I heard?
I'm talking about what I've seen, not because
right. But I'm telling you what happened. This is the guy that has scored more points than anybody ever. He shoots wrong.
It's longevity, and he's been given the green light since he was day one in the NBA.
Right, but his longevity has allowed him to score. They didn't give him a free pass to come into the league. He was the number one pick who's basically averaged 30 points every single season that he's been in the league, but he shoots wrong? It doesn't add up to me. I'm struggling with this.
I'll jump in here because I think you clearly don't like LeBron, and you're going to find reasons to not like LeBron, which is fine. There's, a lot
he
of
shoots wrong. Was reason number one.
There's a lot of athletes.
He's only scored 39,000 points. What does he know how to shoot a basketball?
There's a lot of athletes in sports that may not be likable. I could tell you this as a Laker fan.
The guy that scored 39,000 points shoots wrong. Yep. Just so I have that right.
That part is right.
Okay.
Here, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think this is the only thing that matters. Is LeBron going to help the Lakers win a championship or not? I don't really care about anything else after that. That's it. And to be honest with you, I think that's what a lot of Laker fans typically think of. Listen, can you sit here? You're only going to have one Cope. Stop comparing him to Cope. Cope played 20 years wearing just the purple and gold. Whatever you say to Job, he's going to give you a reason of why he doesn't like LeBron. He personally doesn't like LeBron. Okay, that's not going to change. Can you separate that and just talk about what he does on the court and if he could help the Lakers win another championship?
I have to recalibrate everything. I've been under the misconception that LeBron James knew what he was doing on a basketball court this whole time.
Could it just be saying the form of the shot?
Who cares? He scored 40,000 points.
I'm just saying.
Who cares how he shoots it? It doesn't matter.
I
don't care if he kicks it in or knees it or hits it with his ass. If it went in 40,000 times, that's a good way to shoot the ball.
Kobe had better form.
LeBron's
elbow
is
well. Out.
This is amazing to me.
His elbow's got to come in. Pal's elbow was in. Show you how to shoot it properly. Got the hand on the left-hand side. It's kind of like your guide. The right hand gets under the ball. Just straight up like that. He doesn't do it like that.
I don't think Clayton Kershaw knows how to throw a curveball either.
Clay's form.
You know why?
You watch Clay's form? Clay's got picked. Just.
Do you know how I know? I played.
You know how to throw a baseball?
I play a little high school baseball, so I know that Clayton Kershaw's form on his slider is bad. Yeah, but he struck out 9 billion guys. Doesn't matter. Bad form. Isn't the point to put the ball in the damn basket? Isn't the point to go and win a bunch of games and go win championships or go to the finals and be one of... Isn't that the point? Like the stylistics of it all, fine. If you're going to draw a schematic in a book and you want to have it look a certain way, great. This is insane. A person just told me that LeBron James does not shoot well. He scored 39,000 points. That seems to me that the ball goes in the basket a lot. Does it look like Steph Curry? No. Who gives a damn?
Job. He cares about the point.
Good point. Ask Sedano. Coming up next, it's Travis Lee. I may quit today. My legs hurt and I'm hearing crazy stuff. It's a hard day to be me. I'm just saying. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
A fun way to drive. Find your funner state of mind with a visit to Harrah's Resort SoCal. Voted best resort in funner California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrahssocal.com. Let's get to it. Ask Slee right now.
All right, so we have a guest asker in the chair on Wednesdays. He's done it a couple of times before and nailed it. Sedano is going to be our Ask Sedano participant today. Before we get to it, George, did we interrupted a pickleball match with you, Beto, and Farr?
No, we just wrapped up, actually. So I just dropped them back off, because there was no parking, and there was only parking enough for one car, so I just drove us to the courts, and now they are in their cars heading back home. I will say this. We played 2-on-1, and your boy was down 7-0, came back to win 11-8.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. So how formidable is the Farr-Trudell matchup going to be?
So Trudell is the best player of all of the four of us that have played. Now, Trudell obviously not here because he's on the road with the Lakers. But last week, Trudell was definitely the best player of the four of us.
Sedano, you guys are already practicing?
Yeah, dude, listen, now my back's a little stiff after playing 2-on-1 against these two clowns, but nonetheless, you got to practice now, dude. I want you guys beat us last year, and that didn't sit well with me and Cappy. I got to be honest.
You were emceeing while we were playing.
I don't know if you remember this or not, George.
We got our asses handed to us.
We did.
By Travis and Sliwa.
We did.
You did. You kicked our ass. You were the only ones.
Well, we got in a rhythm. Slee had 11
couple
Michelob Ultras,
and I was good to go.
I had a moment. All right, let's start right here, George. This is from Vice President of the Handsome Man community, and he writes, "You're a young Sedano. You are not rich and famous. Someone offers you Miami Heat tickets and Miami Dolphins tickets on the same day. You can only go to one. Which one?"
If it's post Dan Marino, I'm absolutely going to the Heat game. There's no question about that. Pre-Dan Marino, different story. That would be the line of demarcation for me, because post-Dan Marino means Dwayne Wade is on the team and they're probably championship relevant.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like the Alonzo Mourning days, things like that, but okay, all right.
Well, but Alonzo Mourning also kind of, part of it was post-Dan Marino, but that's the line of demarcation. Dan Marino was the guy that I grew up idolizing as a football player. I'd never seen anyone throw the football. I may still have never seen anyone throw the football like him, other than maybe Patrick Mahomes, the way he gets it out so quick. That's the line of demarcation. Young Sedano. And by the way, I'm also not rich or famous, so there's that.
Okay, Sedano, we got one here from Francis in Glendale, and I think this tells a lot about a person. Like, for example, I already know the answer for Travis on this. Francis in Glendale asks, when playing pickup basketball, are you the guy, you go back, I don't know if you're still playing or back in the day, are you the guy who plays zero defense, Travis, or the guy who slaps the floor when he gets in a defensive position? Which guy are you?
Okay, I'm definitely not the guy that doesn't play defense. If anything, I think that I'm going to – I would rather pass out than –
George, we're losing you a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I think I got part of that
I didn't.
answer.
All I heard was I will pass out before, but I don't know what he was willing to pass out before.
That's telling me that he wants to play defense. Am I right or wrong on that, George?
Do I sound better now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. I would rather pass out than not play defense.
My brother.
I may have occasionally slapped the floor. I'm not a consistent floor slapper, but occasionally, back in those days when Wojciechowski was doing it, maybe I may have stolen that a few times.
All right, well, that says everything, because Trav will not pass the three-point line.
Either side.
On either side, and won't play a lick of defense if his life depended on it.
I'll make 11% of my threes.
Hey, listen, at least you're consistent, Travis.
Absolutely.
All right, I have one from Jacob. Jacob says, in 2050...
Ronnie?
Sorry? No, not on Ronnie. I'm sorry, not on
Ronnie.
Yeah. Okay. In 2050, what will be the fastest mode of transportation?
Oh, I think we'll have 2050. So what's that, 25 more years?
Yep.
I think we'll have whoever the new Elon Musk is will invent some sort of levitating car, and I think that will be the fastest thing.
Elon Musk was it Hyperloop? Is that the thing that they've been trying to
Under
build?
Vegas.
Yeah, to just super high speed underground stuff. So we might not have to wait long for that. Jorge.
¿Qué va a hacer? This one's from Cap from Whittier. What are your top 3 cities to go to in the NBA?
Okay, so we're excluding Los Angeles, obviously, because that would definitely be in the top 3. I mean, Miami is number 1. Like, you ask any player in the NBA, Miami is number 1 with a bullet. Like, it's not even close.
Michael Thompson circles Miami the moment the calendar comes out. All he's talking about is Miami. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the winter, there's very few places that you'd rather be, like, from a weather standpoint, just like, and if you're a young person and you want to get down, like, it's Vegas without the gambling on the beach, okay? Like, that's just kind of the debauchery you're looking at, okay? All right, then, see, now it gets tricky, okay? Get rid of all the Texas teams. Like, forget that. Those towns aren't that good. New York is probably in the conversation, but you got to know where to go in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know, it's too big a city, so you got to know where to go. So I'd still say New York is in the conversation. And let me see. Atlanta is sneaky good. Atlanta is sneaky good. Like, if it is sneaky good. So I would say, not including LA, Miami, New York, Atlanta, and I'd also probably include San Francisco. I just love San Francisco. Like, it's still one of those cities that I love the food. Oh, wait. Bring it back. New Orleans.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
I was going to ask you where that one lands on the list. Put it on its head, George. If you could just snap your fingers and you do not have to go back to this NBA city, what's number 30 on the list? Because I've asked this to a lot of NBA people, and it's one of 2 places, and it's one that comes up a lot, and the other.
It's either Memphis or Sacramento. It's really one of those.
It's Memphis. Memphis is the one that everybody seems to lean
OKC
towards.
would be in there.
Yeah, Memphis.
OKC is not terrible. The problem with OKC, it's just that it's one of those places where it's such a small city that there's only like 2 or 3 places you can go eat. You know what I mean? Like, so you're seeing everyone, but it's not bad. I just don't love Sacramento and Memphis. Not my favorite. I mean, I love the people. I just don't think the amenities are there like there are in other cities.
All right, another one for me. It wouldn't be an ask whoever's in the seat without a food question. When a sandwich comes with a pickle, when do you eat it? While eating the sandwich or after you've finished the sandwich?
I'm not a huge pickle guy, but I do like a bite of the pickle afterwards.
That's the right answer. It's a little bit of a palate cleanser. You can kind of go on to the next thing.
You also, so here's the situation though where you eat it not after, is if you're having to transport this sandwich, you're not eating it right away because sometimes it wraps and it's right next to that sandwich. You have to eat it early or else it makes the whole sandwich soggy.
That's
right. Well, okay, that's different, right? If I'm transporting, then you probably take the bite first, cleanse the palate on the front end, and then go into the sandwich. But if I'm like sitting down, like at a restaurant, and there's a dill pickle there, I may grab a bite afterwards.
What's on the side of your sandwich? If you're not, are you a chips guy? Are you a potato salad guy? What's on the side? I know you don't eat one meal every 3 days, but what would that be?
You know what? I'm more of a chips guy. I don't like potato salad. I don't like macaroni salad. I don't like a lot of stuff with mayonnaise, to be honest with you.
A little salt and crunch with those bites of the sandwich. That's good. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Give me like good kettle chips, right?
Yeah.
And get me some but the sandwich, we've talked about this before. The bread makes the sandwich. You gotta have good bread. I need a little tiny crunch on the bread, like a little bit, so that way I can crunch there. I can crunch with the chips. Fries. Most people would go fries, but fries depends on where you go. Could be soggy. Mm-hmm. You may get too many of the little burnt ones. You know what I mean? So chips for the most part are fairly consistent.
Okay, Sedano, I got one from Alan Sliwa in the LA Live area. Okay, how many years now have you been working with Cap on the show?
How many years with Cap?
Yeah.
I've been 7 in total with Cap. This is probably year 3.
Okay, I think we all know that Cap has phenomenal moments. What's your favorite moment with Cap so far on the show here on ESPN LA?
Oh, I mean, this is easy, where he, cracked Christopher's neck on the air, and it was so loud and audible that we could hear it through the microphone. I thought he killed him. I thought it was one of those, I thought, oh, my God.
I thought he killed him.
he's gonna collapse like right on the table because he broke his neck. Like that's what I thought in my head. Like if you guys can find the audio, you can hear me go, "Oh my God," or something like that, like audible, like like I thought he killed him. Like I literally thought he killed him.
We had to have a Cappy moment in there.
That's pretty great. That's pretty good job winning the 2-on-1 pickleball match. Good job with the Ask Sedanos. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Now I'm gonna have to go get some of that John Ireland, James Worthy ice thing that he's
there you go.
on the air. I gotta get some of that.
Hey, you bit off more than you could chew.
Ice pod.
Thanks, George.
There you go. See ya.
You got it.
For a second there, I thought he was going to say he was going to have a worthy splash.
Oh,
it's the only thing I thought of when he
put
said
them together.
That. Yeah,
you do the worthy splash and the ice treatment, and you're ready to go. Speaking of pickleball, right? Spots are going fast for 710's Pickleball Madness Tournament. It is right around the corner, March 23rd at the Agape Pickleball Center in Miles Square Park. That is in Fountain Valley. You can go to espnla.com to sign in with your pickleball teammate. It's $100 per team. Beginner through intermediate level players and co-ed teams are eligible. Grand prize: first place team wins $200. Play against the 710 personalities like me and Slee and have plenty of fun and frivolity. Sign up right now at espnla.com. Breaking NFL news next. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN. Bud Light was brewed to be a delicious and easy-to-drink beer. Even when the little things in life are hard, like when the game goes a little long, it goes into overtime, but now you have even more time to enjoy it, and a fresh Bud Light. Always a great time for a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The biggest.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
People that are accusing me of losing my mind are not understanding the level of my frustration.
By the way, Travis, that was amazing work by you.
Never heard Trav go off like that. Someone get the man a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. It's not hunger related. It's frustration related.
It was
it's his legs. He didn't have sleep last night.
That could be it too.
The thing about that call from Job is it kind of goes both ways. And like you and Sedano like to say, 2 things can be true at once. That's why I don't like phone calls, but that's also why I like phone calls.
No, I don't see the problem. The guy he doesn't have good form. His form's not better than Clay's.
On one hand, I was laughing hysterically listening to Trav respond, but it sounded like a dad whose kid forgot his shoes at home. That hits a little too close to home. Mike, you need to zip it right now.
1 hour away, 1 hour from home.
Look, Mike, there's a time and place where that joke is funny. Now is not the time because I'm staring into off the edge into the abyss. I'm hungry, my body hurts, and people are saying dumb things to me.
I didn't get to hear all of Sedano.
You had a meltdown.
I didn't get to hear all of Sedano on Ask Sedano, but did you get Chrissy's tweet into him about LeBron's shooting form?
No, I missed Chrissy's tweet. What was Chrissy's tweet?
It was basically like, does Sedano think that LeBron has good form, and how would he fix it?
Do you think LeBron doesn't know how to shoot a basketball? What tips would you give to him to be better?
That would have been.
Chrissy's a baller.
Me as someone who has played basketball for the JV, then to the high school level, so I know how to critique basketball shooting.
I think, Emily, if I saw you out of the corner of my eye, I was mostly just seeing red. I wasn't really seeing faces at any point, but I think I saw you kind of go, oh, he's going to do the thing, because I think when I hear, well, when I was blank, when we're getting ready to criticize a professional athlete.
It's always my favorite.
You know who can criticize professional athletes in this building? Michael Thompson.
Yeah, that's only thing.
That's it.
It's only one.
When Key was here, Key could do it. Marcellus could do it. Kirk Morrison can do it. DeMarco Farr can do it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that can say, I don't know, man. Cool.
We criticize people all the time.
Grade, not because they're doing it wrong.
Okay, yes, fair.
Not because the form is bad.
Yeah.
And sure as you know what, not a guy that scored 39,000 points doesn't know how to shoot a ball.
In the next month, he's going to hit 40,000. So let's
you guys are losing the point here. It's form.
It's form. Can you explain to me how to use the form again?
Your left hand is basically a guide. Your right hand you want under. Look at the elbow, Trav. You're making basically.
They have basketballs with those.
So I kind of want to go behind.
Put your handprints on.
Can we go behind? Oh, she's on a phone call. I have a question for Emily about that phone call when she gets off the phone, because I want to go behind the scenes of that phone call. Emily, you're there. I want to know when you screened that phone call.
Yeah.
What was your thought process of putting them on, and did you know before where this was going to go?
Yeah, I knew where that was going to go. I usually say the phone calls. I say, again, peek behind the curtain. I say, hey, what's your name? Where you calling from? What do you want to say? And then I'll see what they want to say. And that one I put on hold. I was like, yeah, they're going to like this one. They're going to like this one because it kind of was unfounded.
Did he prep a little bit of
Good job by you.
He prepped a little of the, LeBron doesn't know how to shoot the ball.
Yes, exactly. Usually when they will say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
And I will write that down.
Nice job by you. You played into it exactly how I wanted to. I heard it going, and I heard you getting upset. Like, that's the way you answer
scripted.
a phone call. No,
that was definitely natural.
That was great. I loved it. By the way, also, pickle first. You eat the pickle, and then you eat the sandwich. Yes, you eat the pickle first, and then you eat the sandwich.
Nobody putting the pickles in the sandwich?
No,
because they usually give you a spear.
Yeah, spear. You don't put a spear in the sandwich.
Correct. If you get a spear, but if I'm at home and I'm making a sandwich, I'm cutting up my pickle and putting it in the sandwich.
You can do that too.
Yeah, that's totally acceptable.
Because you're saying before or after. I'm saying, well, you guys
we're
don't
talking
want
about
that crunch with it.
We're talking when you get the pickle on the side.
Sure, if you get a spear, I'm having a couple bites during. I probably don't have any pickle left by the time I'm done.
It's first. You eat the pickle, and then you eat the sandwich, because the pickle is delicious.
When Sedano said he wasn't a pickle guy, it's salty and it's cold.
Yeah, what's
crunchy?
Wrong?
But there's a lot of people that don't like pickles.
I know.
I love
Michelle
pickles.
doesn't even want
farm over here.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Have you ever had the Bubby's
yes.
garlic pickles?
The one in the bucket?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Is that the Bubby's one?
No, it's in a jar. It's a big jar, and they're whole pickles, and they're just delicious.
So perfect. Costco, and I don't even remember the name of the brand.
They may be in a bucket at Costco.
They come in a bucket, like it's like a small can of paint bucket, and it's packed with pickles.
Oh,
and
bring those in.
Pickles.
They're
That's
really
my favorite girl dinner is pickles.
Just
and cheese.
pickles?
Why is that a girl dinner? I buy pickles
it's
every
not
time.
Real dinner. Because I will sometimes eat just
girl
a dinner of pickles and cheese. Yes, you eat girl dinner all the time.
That doesn't sound bad.
Yeah. I don't eat the cheese, but I eat the pickles.
I'm surprised you have pickles in your house.
0 calories. That's for you, since you're watching your weight. Pickles, 0 calories.
Now, see, this is where we get off track. I'm just making better choices. That's all. That's it.
Well, since it all goes together. Since you're counting your macros and your carbs and everything else, this makes a lot of sense.
You're getting a lot of phone calls here, Chef.
Let's see. We're on a heater today.
Which one's going to upset you the most?
One of my former hometowns. Let's go to Valencia and Lewis. Lewis, you're on Trav and Slee. What's up?
All right, so I'm in my car today, but I actually can't wait to go home and watch that on the YouTube because I could just imagine you like steaming. But to his credit, I just want to tell you, Trav, you were talking about movie stars. Like, I don't think Nolan Ryan would be a good baseball like movie guy because I don't think he knows how to throw a fastball. And listen to me, I coach my kids' 10-year-old travel ball team. Okay. I know. I think his knee lift is a little too high, and hey, but I just want to stick up for you.
Thank you.
Last week,
Nolan Ryan's wild.
When nobody believed you that you were at a baseball tournament on Championship Sunday
in Vegas,
believe me, that's exactly what these travel people do. That's what USSA does and NCS. They're like, let's choose the worst weekends possible and let's get everybody together.
I want to add one part to this, Lewis, that you will appreciate and anyone that has a child in travel sports can appreciate. You will travel to a destination, Vegas, Phoenix, San Diego.
I know what you're going to say.
And you play the teams that are in your own community.
You play your neighbor.
Yes.
You play your neighbor that's on a different
Let's
team.
go to Vegas to play Modern Day. What the hell is going on? Modern Day's 10 minutes from my house. Why can't we play them right there? It's insane. Hey,
is it just that?
No, there are other Vegas teams, but they're there too. Tesoro High School's there too. The same. Michael's like, I know that kid. Like what? It's like what? I had to buy a hotel room for 2 nights. I had to buy 3 flights. I had to rent a car. I had to eat out every night for 3 nights, and they're all Orange County teams.
Couple grand for nothing. For nothing.
But are they playing Vegas teams also?
This time we played all Vegas teams.
Okay, so then it was worth it. Stop complaining.
But why are they there? That doesn't. We go out to Palm Springs and play Orange County teams. Why are we doing that?
If there's other Orange County or other Palm Springs teams too.
They're 5 minutes away. It's just insane. Thank you, but not really, Lewis, because now you've opened up another scab that I need to vent on.
Which one is worse for you? Is it the shooting form or is it this baseball one?
Okay, here's why the LeBron one bothers me as much as it does. Because I think he was serious.
He was.
That's why. But and that level of let me back up a little bit. The lack of self-awareness and such as that just bothers me to know that those people are out there among me, right? To say the person, the best league in the world, the person that has scored the most points in the best league in the world
by a large margin,
who has basically averaged 30 points a game for 20 years. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know how to shoot the ball?
Mm-hmm. You know that he is sitting on his couch watching Laker games and be like, look, that form is awful. Telling all his friends, I could shoot better than this guy.
I hope Job is like back sitting at home drinking a beer with his feet up going, got him. I can't believe he fell for that.
Okay,
I can't believe he fell for that.
I don't think he is. I think he's mad right now listening.
That's the one thing I thought about when you were doing your thing. I'm like, wow, Trav just gave the man the credit for the call there. That he kind of not baited you, because baited would mean he kind of knew what your reaction was going to be.
He kept doubling down on it. He kept going back to it. I don't think so.
He probably says that Patrick Mahomes has terrible form too. Okay, yeah, he does it. He might not throw the ball like a perfect spiral every single time, but it freaking works every time. Okay.
The guy that scored 39,000 points shoots wrong. Yep. Just so I have that right.
That part is right.
It's just fantastic. And no, because he's mad right now. You know, he's in his car listening. They're not understanding what I was trying to say. That's what's happening right now. He's upset.
Let's take another one of these. We've got Martin in OC. Martin, what's going on?
Hey, just so you guys know, I rec league all-star here, man. And I'm going to tell you that damn jump hook by Kareem. That thing is the most awful thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how you can make a career off of that. I don't know how you can score that many points off of that. But analytically, it's wrong. And I just do not get it. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you. Thank you, Martin.
The skyhook, worst play in basketball.
Yeah, he only got 37,000 points of doing it.
What a bum.
And only blasted, 23 or 4? Yes, there are a lot of examples of guys that stink, right? And Kareem and LeBron at the top of the list.
Just the worst. Just
all
the
right, I'm
worst.
better.
You
You know,
feel
like
better?
sometimes,
Do
like yeah, I don't know. I got like some adrenaline, some endorphins, or something. Now I'm feeling a little better.
Feel better?
My legs don't hurt anymore.
Your head hurts a little bit.
Yeah, I can't see straight. My vision's blurry, but my legs.
That's how I
seem
felt
to be-
last week on last Wednesday when I was freaking out about the Oscars. I just had to just get it out.
You know what?
Now you can relate.
You say it like that, Em. I'm completely on your side. That is just.
Is there another one? Is
just
there
a
another phone call
mess.
of somebody being
We got
angry?
another one. Let me remind you, though, that the Trav and Slee Show is giving you a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Clash at the Coliseum. That's coming up on Sunday, February 4th at LA Memorial Coliseum. It's a full day of family fun and the return of NASCAR Fan Fest. Tickets start at $65 and kids 12 and under start at just $10. You can get your tickets at NASCARclash.com and you can win them all week long in the Trav and Slee Show right here on 710 ESPN. One of our most reliable. I know that this will not send me around the bend. JC in Ventura. JC, what's up?
How's it going, Trav? I know for a fact right now you probably need a hug after that last caller.
Slee, get on it.
You're closer. You're closer.
Somebody needs
Get
to
in
give
there.
Travis a hug. I don't know what the hell that guy was talking about, but we live amongst these people. I know it's a daily challenge to live amongst these people. What was his name, Job?
Yes.
Is that why God put Job through all those torture treatments in the Bible?
That's a good one. A little Bible joke.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got a little biblical humor going on right now. Thank you,
Just want to
JC.
apologize on behalf of all the normal callers out there. You don't have to like LeBron James, but you got to respect the game. Come on.
Thank you, JC. Because Slee, that's the thing. Like, you cannot like him. That's fine. I don't care if you like him or not. You can think he's the wrong guy for this team right now. That is a valid point of view. You can think that it's time for them to move on to the next guy. Cool. He doesn't shoot right? Come on, man. I'm not even going to do it again, but it's like, that's just stop, because I can't go to the next thing. I can't move on and listen to the rest of it if that's the opening salvo of why.
The good thing
you don't
is
like
that
it.
took us away from everything that happened yesterday.
We should go back to what happened yesterday. We should go back to
disasters.
The LOL tweet, the hourglass, the blown out by a bad Hawks team.
Yep.
The AD didn't play. What else am I missing, Slee?
Last 5 games, giving up
Last
basically
5 games.
100.
Have you gotten that excuse that AD didn't play? Okay.
No, but he didn't, and he has been. So that's on the list for
It's
sure.
even worse is he's actually played in every game but 3.
And played really well.
You can't actually. There is no excuse for Anthony
No,
Davis.
for
He's
last
been
night
there.
specifically.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is that they've already lost so many games with Anthony Davis that it doesn't matter whether he played last night or not.
I'm trying to figure out which of those is the most damaging. That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
It's not
I Googled some things during the break again. So we've already discovered that I could have critical limb ischemia due to my leg pain.
And that one just is some severe issue.
Yes.
Just a nice calming word.
I could also have peripheral artery disease, which sounds like what Emily's med school sister's suggesting it might be.
Claudation.
Claudation.
Claudation. Said to me.
He was a good shortstop for the Braves back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
UL Claudation.
One of my favorite movies. Claudation. That series was the way it ended.
Oh, my pain is back. Anyway,
Maybe have someone else fire you up and
can
you
I
get it?
can I be honest? Like I'm a little distracted. My brain is a little fried. I'm a little preoccupied, and I don't know. What do you want to do, Slee? Take over. I need to meditate for 30 seconds.
Here's what's interesting. I could tell it's a little preoccupied. Where is it? Talk to us. Like, is it just the leg stuff?
Actually, I like this, Travis, man.
It's a combination of a lot of things right now. I haven't had a good meal in a month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sober. I'm exercising. I'm getting a lot of fresh air. There's a lot of things that I'm struggling with.
3 words for you. Saca la bolsita, my man.
Let's go.
Roll.
Let's go downstairs. Right, little craft with
Maybe that's what
smoking
you need.
fire. I do. I just hit whatever the opposite of the reset button is. I need to go back to it.
Yeah, you got to go the other way now.
We'll get there. We'll get there one of these days. I don't know. I'm struggling, Slee. I'm all over the map. Unlike the Lakers. There's like a lot of things going on right now. It's not just one. If I just had my legs sore, if I just had a caller say something that bothered me, if I just, was
more than that.
Trying to change my diet a little bit, but it's everything. Why is Christian Wood tweeting LOL? Because that was kind of like the beginning of the weird night, right? This was before they went out and got beat by the Hawks. Mm-hmm. And Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes gets put in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
And Christian Wood feels like, well, that should be my spot filling in for AD. Mm-hmm. And now you get an LOL tweet before the game, about a half an hour before the game. And then he says afterwards, oh, no, that's not what it was. You're all reading something into it. I was trying to retweet something and quote tweet something.
Do you want to play the sound of that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's play the sound of that.
30 or 35 minutes before tip-off, you tweeted LOL, and I was just curious what that tweet was in reference to.
I meant to quote something, but I didn't have the quote. I thought I did, and I just pressed send, and I couldn't check my phone before because we had to go out, but it was an accident, so I didn't mean. I think I looked at it just now. I didn't mean it came off a certain type of way. I didn't mean it that way.
I just feel like in the time we've covered you tweeting that time of the game's not your normal practice?
No. So I understand. Not basketball related. Definitely not basketball related.
You buy it?
I could pretend. Let me give him the benefit of the doubt. Let me just say, yeah, I buy what Christian Wood's selling.
You do?
Let me pretend to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Because I think it's nonsense.
So if you actually heard a little bit more of his interview, there was a question in there that was asked about what more can he do with Anthony Davis out. Does he want to do more, or is this just one of those things, no, I got to just stay within what the team needs me to do? And he said, of course I want to do more, but I got to get more opportunities. And he mentioned even his minutes, which then ties back to, you're going to tell me that Anthony Davis is not in the starting lineup and you're picking Jackson Hayes over me? Mm-hmm. Christian Wood we talked to him on Media Day, and 8 teams in 8 years and has never been to the playoffs. So being in the playoffs was important to him, and it was an opportunity to kind of showcase what he can do with the Lakers, and maybe that's going to get him a contract somewhere else. Even if I believe him, there's too many ties there to where it's like, Christian, clearly you didn't like the call of your head coach putting Jackson Hayes over you. I think, Trav, for me, I think what that says more than anything else, I start paying attention to, this is where I think where we say it goes back to about a month ago with what was going on with Darvin Ham, that not every player was agreeing with what's going on with these lineups, why are you changing the starting lineup? If Christian Wood's not happy, and I'm not telling you Christian Wood's an important player for the Lakers where you got to make sure that he's happy, but it's more about what kind of chatter is going on in the locker room. Is everybody looking at Darvin Ham and saying, Coach, you talk, we listen, and we go out there and make it happen? Or is it, Coach, you talk, and maybe there's certain things we like that you have to say, and maybe there's certain things that we don't like that you have to say? That's kind of how I read it. Even if I tried giving him the benefit of the doubt, I put too many pieces together to say, come on now.
But Al, like, you don't tweet LOL by accident. Like, that's not an accident that happened. He knows how to work Twitter. Christian Woods is not like an elder millennial that doesn't know how to work Twitter. He knows how to work Twitter. He specifically tweeted LOL to send a message to somebody. And so I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't know what's happening here. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's putting his foot there to make a statement, and now he's being walked back because he was called out about it.
Yep.
Well, Christian Wood can't be the one trying to send any statement to anybody.
But he can be upset. Not to Emily's point, it's not going to change the way that the Lakers operate because, look, if LeBron James is displeased, we got to fix it. If Anthony Davis is displeased, we got to fix it. If Christian Wood is displeased, you go, whatever, I don't care, right? You can keep going from there. But if he LOL'd it and owned it, I'm okay. I don't really care. Darvin Ham's not going to, but it's like, man, I think I should be playing more. Is that what it? Yeah, I want an opportunity to help this team. I want an opportunity to get more minutes. I want an opportunity. AD's out, and I thought I deserved a chance. That's okay. We could argue whether he's right or not, but no, that's not what it was. Come on, man. And I think it speaks to the larger issue at hand,
I think that's the point.
Which is just simply when you're not winning, nobody's happy. When the team is losing, and I don't care if it's a basketball team, a baseball team, a football team, when stuff isn't going well, everybody thinks I should be doing more of me. That's just the way it goes, right? When you're winning, you can't tweet LOL because we're winning. What are you going to do? You can't say, why aren't they throwing me the ball if your football team just scored 42 points and you only had one catch? You can't do it. Yeah. But if you scored 7 and you only got one look, you sure as hell can say something like that. And that's just one symptom of the larger problem of they're not winning. No one's entirely sure what their role is minute to minute. LeBron James is clearly frustrated with, eye roll, something. And this is just another symptom of a team that is underperforming. We're getting closer to the critical moment where you have to make a decision, and this is the runny nose of the cold. It's just a symptom.
This is, I think, something that we started the show with, just to reiterate it. That's why last night was so much more than one L, right? Listen, Lakers are getting L's. Go see the Lakers play.
More than they get W's.
It's definitely, especially – looking at the Lakers since the in-season tournament, this isn't something that just started this isn't 1 week of bad play. This isn't 2 weeks bad. This is a month and a half of bad play. They're 10-15 in their last 25 games. 10-15. Stop for a second. When they were 14-9, that's the best record that they had so far this year. They were 14-9. They were 5 games over 500. Since then, they're 10-15. This hasn't been going on for a day, a week, 2 weeks, a month. It's a month and a half of bad basketball. And last night, you can't attribute the loss to, well, they just didn't play enough defense. You had issues going on. It sounded like before the game started, certainly after the game. And the actual game was that was probably the quietest of everything that went on.
You're right. I agree with you. And the game itself, I don't want to say they quit because I don't think they did. But there wasn't a whole hell of a lot of, we're not going out like this. There wasn't a whole lot of fight. There wasn't a whole lot of, look, man, I know that our best player's not here tonight, but we can't get smoked by the Hawks the night after we got smoked by the Rockets, can we?
Sure they can.
Clearly they can.
Sure they can. No problem.
But they went pretty quietly. It wasn't a noisy, it's sports. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes you play bad. And having played the game, that I can understand that's okay. Losing, as weird as it sounds, I'm okay with losing occasionally because it's going to happen. But losing quiet and going out quiet after you went out quiet the night before, that means there's something in the water. Like I talked about before, that what's going on around here, that it's back. The stink that was here a month ago, it's back again. And now we got to figure out how to get rid of it.
Do you have to bottom out in order for change to happen at all? So is it something where you're like, okay, we can't just go by, this team clearly is not working, so we're going to have to change something, and so maybe they're resting in this bottoming out, it's kind of forcing the hand of somebody
bottom
else.
Out. Let's if I played that, which is not a bad kind of description, but let's just play out between now and the trade deadline. Let's say they got their ass kicked against the Celtics. Could very easily happen. They get their ass kicked by the New York Knicks. Can very easily happen. Literally the best team in the NBA and the hottest team in the NBA. And let's say they lost to the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, boy.
Okay. That's
oh boy,
but don't oh boy me.
No, I'm not saying
they
it can't
lose.
happen.
That can
no, that wasn't the oh boy was okay.
Man,
what happens
there's a problem
after that?
Here. Right, there's a problem.
Well, there already is a problem.
Okay, those are your last 3 games before the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
February 8th is the only. So, Em, I think what you're talking about bottoming out. They don't have a choice. If something like that takes place, we're already kind of banking on 2 of those 3 to happen just because of the way the Lakers have been playing. Then there's now it's you got the February 8th trade deadline right behind you.
Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN. And Slee, you know I needed a
in the locker room was going around, and he has quite the dad bod. He is not, 8-packing it up underneath that jersey. He looks like a dad. Okay, so this is a win for dad bods everywhere. Trav, Patrick Cap.
Fact. He's got a little bit of a paunch, a little bit of a belly, but I as a dad and as someone who has to see my deal in the mirror every morning, he's doing just fine. He doesn't look like an underwear model. I get it. That he's not the next guy for Calvin Klein, but if that's dad bod, 99% of us are in very rough shape.
Al?
Fact. I'm so thrown off by that photo. I had no idea. Like, I had to look at it 2 or 3 times. Like, that's not Mahomes. I don't think that's Mahomes, right? No, that's not the Mahomes that I know. The chance this guy's about to grab potentially his 3rd Super Bowl in 6 years. I don't know why, but I just had this vision in my head like Patrick Mahomes is this unbelievable chiseled athlete. Maybe not chiseled, but I didn't think like he has a.
He's thick through the from his. He's not heavy, but he's not thin or chiseled.
Okay,
Maybe it helps with not being able to take him down.
Let me use this example. Like if you said, I'm gonna just throw some quarterback. If it was Ben Roethlisberger, it's like, okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
we get that.
I understand. If this is another bag. If Eli Manning was, I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand it. Like I get it. I just was so thrown off that was Mahomes. Fact, that's a win for dad bods because you can have a little bit of a gut and
still be the
I
goat.
guess be really, really good in the NFL.
He doesn't know how to play quarterback. I played a little flag football in the 8th grade, and he doesn't know what he's doing.
His form isn't off.
Yeah. Fact, it's a win for dad bods. And also, I'm thrown off, like Alan says, because if you watch quarterback, he works out like left and right with his buddy, right?
Yeah,
but he goes to that one facility like all the time to get ready for it.
He's probably strong as a bull,
right?
But he's not lean. There you can be. Yep, there you go. He probably likes to have a beer now and again. He probably eats pretty darn well, and whatever he's doing,
him and Andy Reid watch tape together.
That's right.
And you said that he's not a Calvin Klein model, but
team.
He is a Skims model. So he did do a Skims model shoot with him and Britney.
Right now?
Okay, so let's use the Skims as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see it was Shea Gilgeous in that ad?
Because Skims, I think, is the new underwear
of the
NBA.
NBA. And Shea, and I don't know if you saw it. Shea, that dude had 0.007% body fat. I get it.
Yeah.
He's
an NBA player.
He just threw me off. Mahomes threw me off on that one.
All right, so next up. So I went to a movie last night at the New Beverly Cinema, and it's a great, cool theater renovated or restored by Quentin Tarantino. So if you love movies, check it out. They do double features all the time. Had a great time there. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I went to the concession line. First, you have to wait in line to prove that you have your ticket. Then you go inside. You can order concessions, or you go to your seat. So I go to concessions, and I go to buy some, popcorn, soda, whatever. The guy in front of me, I could tell that he was by himself because he had no one else in this line with him. It wasn't really, saying, oh, I have this ticket and I'm waiting for this person to come with me. He seemed like he was by himself, which is great. I love going to movies by myself. But this guy goes up to the counter, and he seems like he has a rapport with people that work behind there, so he probably goes here a lot. He's like, and they like, 3 hot dogs again? And he's like, yeah, 3 hot dogs again.
They ordered for him.
Awesome.
They ordered for him.
3 hot dogs again?
3 hot dogs for his sitting in one movie.
That's awesome.
And I was like, okay, that is in order. So 3 hot dogs is too many hot dogs for one sitting. Al, Patrick Cap?
Fact, it's too much for me. Listen, if somebody else is going to do it, all good. But if you ask me specifically, 2 hot dogs, I'm good. 2 hot dogs, and even if I want to go eat something else, like it's 4th of July or it's Super Bowl, I would do Indian food personally. But you get a plate, right? And you got your 2 hot dogs there. And I could get my chips, I get my sides. I'm probably not putting a 3rd hot dog on there.
Yeah.
2 hot dogs for me.
Trev?
Okay, can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Are we talking
Is it an appetizer?
Are we talking about like the hot dog you would get in the grocery store?
Yeah, the grocery store.
It's not a Costco hot dog.
Not a Costco.
3's the perfect amount. That is the correct amount of hot dogs for, you said, one movie?
Yeah, it was about 2:15 is the length of the movie. 2 hours, 50 minutes.
A lot of bun.
One is like a 2-biter. Bang, gone. The next one is like, that first one hasn't even hit the bottom of the tank. The next one's like a 3-biter, maybe 4, gone. Then you let the third one sit in the box for I don't know, 10,
the third
15
act.
minutes.
You're like the third act is like when you had
You're
that
much
third
more,
hot
much bread.
You have greater discipline than I do. I'm hitting that third hot dog before we're even done with Act 1.
Oh, by the way,
it's happening.
we had a great before the movie starts, instead of trailers you usually have for a present day movie, they showed an old Foghorn Leghorn
like Looney Tunes cartoon?
Yeah, Looney Tunes cartoon, and it was about he goes.
I say, sir.
So he goes to flirt with the hen next door, and the hen has a baby duck, and the baby duck. He tries to teach him baseball, and the baby duck is like really into baseball analytics, and so Foghorn Leghorn doesn't know how to do baseball analytics. I'll send it to you. It's
That's
really
funny.
Jorge?
I think 3 hot dogs is fine, 1 per act. But what surprises me is the fact that they know his order.
That's
like
great.
That.
That's pretty
That
funny.
is pretty cool.
He's a regular.
They've got like there's the Henri of the movie theaters. Like he knows I like a Hendrix Martini. They know he likes 3 hot dogs.
This happens common. Whatever your local coffee shop that you go to, it's like you're coming back. They know it,
The
right?
usual?
They're seeing you. Yeah, the usual.
And me
the
and Brennan's
3
regular
hot
trivia.
dogs movie theater. I didn't know that was a regular.
Pretty great.
All right, so I also went to this movie with my friend Kelsey. So love my friend Kelsey. I hang out with her a lot. We go to see movies a lot together, and it's really fun when I go to see movies with her, and I enjoy spending time with her. But a lot of times she likes to shoehorn my friend her friend Mary into these things, and Mary has a nothing personality. I think I don't know anyone else who has less going on in her brain.
She's a
than
0
Mary.
or she's a negative?
She's a slight negative,
Okay.
but it's almost so negative, like slight negative, that it annoys me. I wanted her to be more negative or more, but like she's right in the middle of like, I don't even know what to do with this thing.
Okay.
So,
0.
regardless, Kelsey a lot of times likes to shoehorn Mary into these things, and it makes me almost not want to hang out with Kelsey anymore because it's just like I do not want to hang out with Mary. So my statement is, I have to tell Kelsey that I don't like hanging out with Mary. So it's either I say nothing and I keep going, or I tell her and she might get offended, or, I just live with it. So Jorge, I have to tell Kelsey I don't like hanging out with Mary.
Communication. Yeah, if you're not gonna have a good time hanging out with them, then you should address it. Just be like, hey, I don't like hanging out with your friend. I don't have a good time when she's around. Just be honest.
And it's always the last second, too. It's always like when I'm already in the theater and she's like 5 minutes away. She's like, oh, also, Mary's here. And I'm like, oh, great. Awesome.
She knows you're probably not crazy about it. She's like, I'm going to wait till the last second.
Just tell her straight up.
Trev?
Fact. You need to tell her. You need to tell Kelsey, listen, I love going to movies with you. I love spending time with you. But I got to tell you, she's not my favorite. And I would rather just spend time with you. So can you just let me know if she's coming, and I'll determine whether or not I want to go. But we just don't mix. Not really my thing. Love to spend time with you. Want to spend time with you, but I'm choosing not to spend time with her.
Okay, Al?
I was leaning towards Cap, and I think I got sold by both of them. It's okay to have that conversation with her, because here's what's going to happen. The friend that's in the middle, she's going to do things with you where you guys get to hang out together. And then she's going to also realize, okay, well, I'll just do things with her separately, the other friend, and maybe that's just kind of a better jive for everybody. So I'm going to lean towards fact.
So like Kelsey and Mary were at the football. We watched football together on Sunday with a big group of people. Yeah, Kelsey and Mary can go and talk to themselves, and I can also talk to Kelsey.
And a bigger group, Mary's diluted,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You don't have to interact with her if the group is large enough. But if it's just 3, you have no choice. You can't ignore her.
It's so funny.
Just tell her she sucks.
I should. And honestly, I don't even know what her reaction would be. It'd probably just be a blank stare. Like anyway, sorry to everybody.
Poor Mary. Mary needs to step it up.
Yeah,
Mary needs to step her game. We haven't even talked about one other thing that happened after. We talked about the hourglass and everything else, but LeBron actually said something that was the verbal equivalent of an hourglass. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. And right now, if you call 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN, caller number 7 will get a 4-pack of tickets to the Clash at the Coliseum. Call in right now. Caller number 7 wins.
Hey, John Ireland here, and I'm at my local Ralph's in front of the BBGO display, and here's why. The Lakers and Ralph's are doing a sweepstakes, and you could win courtside seats to a Laker game. The question I get more than anything else is, how do I get in those courtside seats? This is how. You come to a local Ralph's, you spend at least $10 on BBGO. Then you take your receipt and you send it to this web address, Lakers.com/BBGoSweeps. That's Lakers.com/BBGoSweeps. It's the contest runs from now through February 6th. So all you got to do is go to Ralph's, get some BBGO, and send in that receipt. Well, as long as I'm here. You can never have enough BBGO.
BBGO, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
LA Live. Travis and Sliwa on 710 ESPN.
I started watching your The Americans.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm in.
And?
Okay.
Emily, you have not seen it?
No, it doesn't mean I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I just haven't sat down and watched it.
Jorge, no?
Nah, I don't even know what's on. Was it on Netflix?
It was
on Hulu.
Hulu?
It's an FX show.
It's an FX show, yeah.
Couple early reviews. And it's so critical if you're going to start a new series that nobody else is watching. It's so critical that they can get you in that first or second episode.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because I think if they get you, then it's like, okay, well, I don't care. I actually like that nobody's even talking about it. Cool. I don't got to worry about it. I just enjoy this show for the show. We started yesterday on Hulu. Hulu, we do not have a membership to. So right out the gate, it's like, 6 minutes into this new show that I'm trying to get into that is going to have some real ups and downs. I like the plot. I like the storyline of, and it took me a second to kind of figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, the opening scene of the show is like, who are these people? Nobody did.
I don't know what's going on. And then 6 minutes in, a Bounty commercial would come on. Pearson action in the house. A Bounty commercial will come on. Bounty commercial comes on in my head. I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this? I can't do anything with this. Okay, and then, we get through a couple of commercials, and then we're right back in it. And now it's, I'm starting to get a little bit more. Russian spies, I'm starting to get a little bit more information, and it's like, bam, Hot Pockets right now. Go get them. $2.99 at your local grocery store.
You can't pay to get rid of those, right?
Right.
I would eat 11 Hot Pockets if you put them in front of me right now.
Okay.
It's a Hot Pocket
You
black
would also
hole.
burn every piece of your mouth in the process because we know how that works.
True.
So then now a decision's got to be made. If I'm in on this show, I'm paying for Hulu. I'm not doing this whole no commercials, all that stuff. So Michelle starts listing all this stuff. She's like, yeah, we pay for this, and we pay for that, we pay for this. I'm like, look, if
Did
we're
you do the
committed
thing?
to this,
Did you do the thing? It's only $10 a month. Did you tell yourself that story?
how much do you think it is?
My guess is because most of them fall in this range. My
Yeah.
guess is it's about $15 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about $16, $17, something like that.
That's about what they all are.
So put the credit card in. I'm like, all right,
You're
well,
off and
I'm
running.
committed to it. So I'm going to watch it. And now that I started watching the second episode as well.
Okay.
So much better without ads, of course. So
Yeah,
I
well,
could
the-
actually
the suspense
watch
builds.
the thing. But a good start. Very good start.
I
Very good start.
believe it's 5 seasons, maybe 6.
Six.
It's 6. Okay,
Yeah.
so how long will it take you? I don't know. Let's say there's 20 episodes a season. Maybe that's not. Maybe it's 15. But it's gonna. There's
Probably
100.
less, right?
There's 100 episodes of this show. I bet.
Oh, Jesus.
All said and done.
Oh,
it's 100 hours.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yep.
End of the year. Before that. I wonder if you really get bit by it if
Well,
you don't
here's-
hammer out like 2 or 3 over a weekend.
Here's what the weekend is actually maybe a little bit more. The best time for me to watch these shows are evenings. It's
Okay.
the best time. So even if it's at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, whatever it is, that's my best opportunity to catch one of these shows. It's going to take a while. The problem is to have that much interest for that long. I've started a lot of shows where like an episode or a season or 2 in, I'm like, all right, that's enough of this.
Here's why I ask.
I mean,
the show is good.
Pelicans Raptors are on at the same time.
But there's no like sense of urgency. It's out. It's not going anywhere.
Nobody's
it's
talking
old,
about it. Yep.
Right? So you're not going to run into any spoilers. Here is my half-hearted pitch to you to see it through to the end. Number one, it's really good.
Okay.
And so I think it will hold your attention as long as you continue. Pick off one a week. Right? That's not, just one a
that's
week.
good. Yeah.
Right? It may have the best ending of any television show in history. So if you can get to where you're invested in it, you're going to want to see the end, knowing that the end is really good.
If I just watched the last episode from season 6,
Won't hit quite the way that it should
just
be.
asking, Jorge. You never know. Maybe it has still to save.
Jorge,
It's like-
any interest in the topic?
Wait, listen, Jorge. It's like the penalty kicks for the World Cup. You basically didn't watch any of the game. You just watched, or the tournament. You just went to the penalty kicks.
But honestly, you probably could do that.
I know.
Yeah, that'd be enough for me.
What, just the penalty kicks?
No.
Oh.
I mean, yes, that's it. You bring it up, but that's not what I was getting at. Let's try a phone call here. Oh, Laguna, all my old place. I need a call from the West Side and Arcadia, and we'll have the exacta.
Samo.
I wasn't a Samo resident, but close. Brandon in Laguna Niguel. What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Trav? Quick question. Well, going back to your shoes, since you got a family member that works at A6, I know you went to Roadrunner and got some Hokas.
Yep.
If you go back there, maybe tell them that, like, hey, I got a connection at A6. I think they do the whole treadmill thing for you. I just know from my cross-country days.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be able to point you in a direction, so then you get the hookup from the family member, yada, yada, help out with that.
I would
My real
love
thing-
to walk into a Roadrunner and see Travis just sprinting on a treadmill. The guy is just screwing with you at this point. He doesn't even care about the shoes.
I've done the treadmill test because when I did my Ragnar, I got like real shoes and the inserts and all that. And the guy says to me, hand to God, this is true, Brandon. So have you ever done this, Slee? The treadmill test at one of those running stores?
Yeah, actually, I did it recently to buy shoes.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm on the test. He goes, I need you to run like you're going to run. And so I start running. And he goes, no, I need you to run like you're going to run when you run this race. And I looked at him and said, this is how
This
I
is it,
run,
brother.
This
Yeah,
is
thank
this
you.
is the top end speed of what he goes, oh, sorry. And then he said it exactly there. So I know what you're talking about, Brandon.
Okay, good. And then my main point, I was just, are you nervous you might lose Sliwa to the Lakers coaching staff after showing off his form. I think he might be able to help LeBron James with his shot. So I don't know if you're nervous about that.
Brandon, his elbow's a little too far out. Got to bring that elbow in.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to bring that elbow in.
If you can, Sliwa, next time you see LeBron, just mention it to him. If you want. I think it would help.
100%.
See, now I'm getting a headache
poking
again.
at you, bro.
I'm getting
They're
a headache
poking at you.
again. This will help. Our spots for the 710 Pickleball Madness Tournament, they are going really, really fast. It's coming up before you know it. It's going to be here. It's March 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
At the Agape Pickleball Center, Mile Square Park in Fountain Valley. You can go to espnla.com to sign in with your pickleball teammate. It's $100 per team. Beginner through intermediate level players and co-ed teams, they are available. The grand prize first place team wins $200. You get to play against the 710 personalities, have plenty of fun and frivolity. Again, you can sign up right now at espnla.com. And so you and I were our pickleball novices.
Yeah.
That was really fun last year. Yeah, everything about that was cool until Ireland threw your trophy through the wall.
Well, that was after. The actual day was amazing. Plus, we had one of those big screens. San Diego State was handling business before
Against
we even got
Alabama.
started. We were doing our thing, so we were having a good time.
You had ultras.
Ultras were
There
flowing.
were sausages that were abundantly
Pizza
available.
Hut came through for us.
It'll be in the midst of March Madness again this year, so who knows who's going to be making a run then.
Yeah,
So you can check it out there, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
It's right. It's right.
March
in the-
23rd, so yeah.
We're getting, that's what, probably round 2?
I think actually pretty late.
Is it later
Might
than
be
that?
Because I think usually
Sweet
the
16
championship
round?
championship game is like the first week of
Friday.
April.
Right.
So it's probably so maybe Elite 8.
Sweet 16, Elite
Probably
8
Sweet 16,
round.
yeah.
Okay. Because that's the same weekend. Sweet 16, Elite 8, that's the same weekend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
All
right. Yeah, that's the same.
Yep, 2, 2, 1. And then you win the whole thing, or you get this close like you're
And
asked. Are
not
they
of
good
the
this
regular
year?
season. They keep hovering around top 25. They lost yesterday to Colorado
That's kind of where
State.
they were last year, right?
Yeah, they lost yesterday to Colorado State. They've had some okay wins.
And they were an 8 seed last year, right?
Okay losses. They were an 8 seed. I'm going actually Saturday, Utah State. San Diego
Aggies.
State, Utah State. You know what I like about it? 12:30 tip. Let's get in there. I like that.
Why?
I don't know. Saturday, 12:30. They don't usually do that for San Diego State games. They're usually always which is fun too. Saturday night, it's great. But a 12:30 tip off is a little bit unique. We don't usually see those.
But then I got to make a decision about, do I get up early? Do I have a bunch of beers before I go to a 12? Like a 5 o'clock game, a 7 o'clock game, I know exactly how to hit that on ramp at full speed. 12 o'clock, you're asking me to figure out a part of the day as a college student that I don't navigate particularly well.
That's fair.
I need to, as an adult, it might be a little bit better. LeBron doing LeBron things, and I don't mean that as a compliment. That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
All right, introducing Pizza Hut's new $7 Deal Lovers menu. How about this? By the way, T-Raj and I, the whole crew here, we're going to go handle some business a little bit later today. In about a week or so, it's going to be National Pizza Day. So, of course, we're going to celebrate with a little bit of Pizza Hut. Make sure you take advantage of that Deal Lovers menu. Tons of your favorite Pizza Hut faves starting at just $7 each. The $7 Deal Lovers menu only from Pizza Hut. Order now, earn rewards for your next free pizza on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Of course, you can have it for all the NBA games. You can have it for all the NFL games. Product availability, prices, and participation vary.
Steve Mason
ESPN.
Whose song was this for Dodger games?
Freddie?
Freddie Freeman.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, every time I hear this song, I'm like, somebody's hitting one out. It must have been Freddie.
I knew that this was a song that I've heard a million times, but I couldn't place where I'd heard it.
Yeah.
And you said Dodgers, and I'm like, yep, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They're going to win a few games.
They might be all right. They might be okay.
A few.
They're going to win. Yeah, the Freddie
They
Freeman.
might be okay.
Remember this one?
Who was it? I remember it.
Will Smith.
Wait,
Freddie.
I was making fun of. Who was it that did it? Was it?
It was Freddie at a party.
No, it was JD Martinez who did it when he ran in second when they were down by a ton of points. And he did it.
Runs.
I was like JD.
Sorry.
Man.
A ton of runs. Sorry.
I don't think you should be doing it right now.
Look, you do it. As long as it's just a quick one, like, yeah, there, we're done.
No, he did the full one, like trying to get the fans going. I'm like,
did.
not this one.
Oh, that's right, in the playground. That wasn't great. All right, so just real quick, we'll play that LeBron sound for you in just a second. I was talking to somebody who knows things and who has been right way more often than he's been wrong. And I asked,
and I could
said
second
person,
that because you tell me stuff that I'm like, well, that's interesting, and pretty much everyone has happened.
It's about a 90% hit rate. It's pretty close. And Roki Sasaki is probably the number one pitching prospect in the world. He is one of the best pitchers in the Japanese league. He is on the right side of 25. He's very, very, very young. He throws 100-plus miles an hour. He is a wipeout pitcher, and there is speculation that he will be posted by his Japanese league team. I believe he's a Chiba Lot Marine is the team that he plays for. And
Chiba Lot Marines are the.
They're going to post him at the end of the season, and he's not a free agent. So this isn't a Yamamoto situation where you got to go pay the guy $350 million. He basically gets to pick where he wants to go, and it costs you the bare minimum, like Ohtani when he went to the Angels. The Angels for a few years really didn't have to pay Ohtani much at all. It wasn't until he got into his arbitration years where they started to shell out some real money. The Dodgers are at the top of his list and most likely places where he would end up. So you could have Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki on the Dodgers this time next season.
Can I tell you something? I thought, and this is interesting because this adds another potential superstar, a Japanese superstar to the Los Angeles Dodgers. One of the reasons why I thought Yamamoto was not going to come to the Dodgers, part of my reasoning was, but if you're in New York, just use as an example, the Mets or the Yankees, you are going to own that franchise for your country, right? Like it's a Shohei already's got the Dodgers. Like that one's covered. And Shohei Ohtani is, I don't care who you are. You could be Yamamoto. You could be this other pitcher that you're referring to. You're standing behind Shohei Ohtani when it comes to whatever that picture is. For now, this is just Ohtani's arguably the greatest athlete in all of sports right now.
Sure.
What he's accomplished. So part of me thought for a second there, I'm like, well, wouldn't Yamamoto want to kind of have his own presence, his own, hey, I'm going to be the face of this powerful franchise plus this powerful market? No, didn't happen. Shohei was in those meetings, and I'm sure, and you could tell me, maybe it had nothing to do with Shohei Ohtani, but I don't think
a lot to do with Shohei.
I was going to say, I don't think Yamamoto was saying, I'm not sure about the Dodgers because Shohei is there. It certainly seems like
helped.
Certainly seems like it helped. So, okay, now let's take another Japanese pitcher like you're talking about, Roki Sasaki. Maybe this churns the other way. Maybe it's what I thought was, no, there's a Japanese player that's going to go get $300+ million that he wants his own platform and be able to say, yep, this is my franchise here. Maybe now it's going to start becoming this, guys, we can create something in Los Angeles with the Dodgers, one of the more prestigious franchises out there, where some of the best players in Japan are now actually all saying, forget the other teams, we're creating something here that's incredibly unique.
It's a destination, and it predates Ohtani to a degree. it goes back to Nomo, right? Nomo was kind of the first guy to do this a million years ago. It wasn't a million years ago, but he went and came over here and established the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have always been incredibly successful when it comes to international players. They were the first team to really aggressively go into the Caribbean and find players in there, to go into Latin and South America and find players there. That they've been really good at going into Asia to find players there. They go get Chan-Ho Park. They get,
Darvish was there for a little bit.
Darvish was there, but they've kind of been the tip of the spear in a lot of this. They've been the first ones in. So Nomo being there, the Dodgers are, and now the guy, Ohtani is there. It's like, well, I want to be a part of the team.
But let me throw this the opposite way, and I think this is my point, is Ichiro was in Seattle. Hideki Matsui was a Yankee.
Yep.
Right? That you didn't have to, nobody had to gravitate towards one franchise, and you might have a little bit of franchise, like, or a little bit of history where you could say Nomo, things like that. Now it sounds like, no, let's all go play together. That's what makes it unique to me.
Well, think about it, right? You have a guy in Ohtani who, the best team, at least during the regular season, got the best guy. And now they're going to be whatever they're going to be. And then the next best guy went to a place that they're going to pay me all the money. I'm not taking a haircut to do this. I get to go play in a city that's very desirable. I get to go to a city that has a strong Japanese cultural presence. I get to be on a team where somebody else, we can speak the same language. Literally, we understand each other culturally, as opposed to if you dropped into somewhere else that don't have a lot of Japanese players or any Japanese players. That learning curve is going to be a little more severe. Ohtani's already experienced the learning curve. He can kind of shepherd him through whatever challenges there might be in coming from the Japanese league to the American. Like, it's set up there. If this works, you could basically go into Japan and say, I'll take this guy, and this guy, because you know that it's a comfortable place to be. You know they're going to win. You know they're going to pay you. And this thing could just be one of those perpetual motion machines that just keeps feeding itself.
Sure. No, that's why there's no reason to watch this year.
There's
or
plenty
next
of
year,
reason.
Or the following year.
I will be excited in a couple of days when they all show up.
Yeah.
I will be excited when opening day starts.
Yep.
And then I will be excited when they're on a pace to win the most games in the history of Major League Baseball. And then they're going to be 0-0 on October 3rd, and I'm going to be terrified.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Wish I was in that position.
No, I get it. It is a champagne problem, to be sure.
Which I was terrified to be in that position.
You were kind of in that position. Well, last year, you did.
Last year was very frustrating.
Yeah, because they did the thing that never works. And the Dodgers are trying to do the thing that never works, only everybody thinks it's going to work this time because the guy they got is different.
Well, something that you said going into last year for the Padres, as an example, you said, Al, but they're going to have so much attention on them. There's going to be this, I mean, what was the motto
for the expectations?
It's the expectations, and what you had said was they never dealt with that before. Well, how are they going to play when there's actually real expectations?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you still got the Dodgers in your division. You still got the Phillies, the Braves. You had so many good teams in the NL to begin with, and the answer was they choked. And Arizona's the one that ended up representing not just the NL West, but the NL in the World Series.
No, that's why I'm nervous is probably the word. I'm also incredibly optimistic. There does come a point where it's like, I don't see.
Can't stack the deck anymore.
That's the best you could do. It literally is the best you could do.
Cheating.
LeBron last night, and I'm not talking about the hourglass. That was just so classically LeBron. But before the hourglass, he was doing his post-game interview, and there was this exchange.
We could, on any given night, beat any team in the NBA, and then on any given night, we get our ass kicked by any team in the NBA. That's just what's our record?
Under 500.
Under 500? Yeah, what, 24, 25? That's where we are.
Brian, you guys are coach staying on the road for the next couple of games. Big matchup against Boston, big matchup against the Knicks. What would your message be to your teammate, and what can you do yourself, to get back on the winning side of things?
I don't have any message for my teammates. Just go out and do your job. I mean, I'm not, appreciate it. Way to cut me off because I was about to.
He says, way to cut me off because I was about to go in. The in part gets clipped there at the end. That is another. That's the verbal equivalent of the hourglass. Oh, don't get me started, guys. Now I'm going to walk away. You start about what? What does he mean? What do you mean my guys got to do their job? What do you mean my teammates need to do their job? What do you mean he has no message? It's just these, I would call them breadcrumbs, but they're loaves of bread. They're not crumbs.
The message, we already got the message. You just didn't say it, but we all know
That's
what
I mean. And it's just, I guess it's effective because I guarantee you somebody somewhere said, all right, what are we going to do now? Because LeBron hourglassed us.
Sure.
Because LeBron said, don't get me started. Thank you for pulling me out. I just don't see the thing last year. I know we said this a lot. The move was painfully obvious. We need to do something with Russell Westbrook. He needs to go, and we need to see what we can get from him and see what happens after that. And it worked out pretty good. They waited as long as they possibly could, and they got a haul that really helped them become a better team. That very obvious move is not sitting in front of you. I know that D'Angelo Russell's name comes up all the time, but a couple of things. Number one, D'Angelo's not the problem with this team. They've got a lot of problems with this team. He may not be exactly what you want, but that's not at the top of the list of what's not working. Plus, somebody else needs to want to take D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if there's a long line of, whoa, look at this. I don't know if there's a long line
right there
of people that are dying to get D'Angelo Russell on their roster. We've seen what that looks like. So you got to have a dance partner to make a trade for that. And I don't know if that exists. And by the way, no matter what comes back, they're still kind of where they are.
Okay, let me. You say I don't know who wants to have D'Angelo Russell on their team. Well, I think part of the reason why the Atlanta Hawks are not able to trade is because they're trying to find a third team that would take D'Angelo Russell. You know, I thought last night, and I really genuinely thought that we are going to get a chance. How many times have we brought up the name Dejounte Murray?
Many
times. And this was the first time that the Lakers are going to play the Hawks, and you got an opportunity to see Dejounte Murray. So I thought today would be one of those conversations about it wasn't because of all the other stuff that's going on. However, the question I think you got to ask yourself is this. Let's say before the NBA trade deadline, Lakers made a trade for Dejounte Murray. Let's say they traded a first-rounder. D'Angelo Russell is gone as well, and who knows really D'Angelo's future. He's got a team option at the end of the year. But you went out and got Dejounte Murray. I think, Trav, as much as we look at this team and we're trying to figure out what the Lakers should do this year, I think the bigger question, as big of a question it is, do you want Dejounte for 4 years? Do you feel like that's a good player that you want within your organization? I do. I think, and it's not like, I watched the Laker game yesterday and Murray looked really good. No, I like that man knows how to get his own shot. He's a good defender. He's only 27 years old. He's a smooth basketball player. He can give you 9 dimes on any given night. I'm a fan of his game. But I think for the Lakers right now, you're right that I don't know if there's one move that's going to be the difference. The question is going to come down to, do you make a move before February 8th because there's a player out there that you say, we want him wearing the purple and gold for the next 3-4 years?
What happens next, right? That's the question, and that's what we'll try to figure out. It's coming up. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. And if you call right now, 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN. Caller number 10 will win a 4-pack of tickets to the Clash at the Coliseum. Call in right now. Caller number 10 wins.
This is all they do. The great Mike Pearson right there. The YouGov, all they do is basically just survey people and get these statistics and put them together, and they put them out there.
Okay.
So last man standing, I'm just going to go around. You guys will guess the most popular,
Most popular. Okay.
Think about, don't think about L.A. Think about, you were talking about the entire country, okay? So this is popularity is the percentage of people who have a positive opinion of this brand.
Okay.
Okay?
Fast food.
Fast food. But don't just think, I want you guys to think malls. Think, where you're driving to, and you might see this, you might see that, all right? Let's see how many of you guys can get at it.
Who's going first?
Why don't we start with you?
McDonald's.
Okay. McDonald's on the list, number 16.
Okay.
Does not make the top 10.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm out.
Can I
And
go
you
next?
go.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. This is what threw me off on this thing. Not in the top 20 of the list.
Okay.
You're out.
Jorge, you go.
Jorge, you win.
No. You guys
You
can
get
keep going.
one.
I want to see. I want to see if
That's
you
not
guys
how the
get.
game works.
I want to see if you guys get just like a few of these brands. And like I said, think
So we get
malls.
3 strikes.
think-
Let's say that. Let's hit 3
Yeah,
strikes.
go.
So you said think malls.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen this in movies. Is that Italian joint, Sbarro or whatever it's called?
Sbarro's a good pick. Not on the list.
Dang.
Not on the list.
Annie
Keep going.
Ann's?
Keep going. Wait, no. You go.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, number 6.
Okay.
Okay.
That's absolutely wrong.
And
Annie
you go.
Ann's? I'm just saying, if you're going to have the best fast food experience,
I don't know how
Taco Bell
is
top
on
10.
the list and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A aren't.
I really don't
Popularity
understand.
brand
This
is
is a
how they
flawed
have it.
list.
What's the last one that you said?
I said
Annie Ann's.
Annie Ann's.
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jorge.
I'm gonna go. I'll say McDonald's not there. Burger King. See what's Burger King's there.
Well, this list would be terrible if it's on it.
Yeah, Burger King's not. Let me give them, and this is most popularity of the brand. Okay.
Oh no,
That-
can we do one more round of guessing?
Yeah,
just
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
So it's my turn?
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
KFC number 7.
Okay, got it. In there.
Taco Bell
I've gotten
6.
2. I'm the champion. I want the winner's music when this is over.
Taco Bell 6 and KFC 7.
Can I guess Dunkin'?
Dunkin' number 10.
Okay, so that counts. That counts. Top
Dunkin'
10.
number 10. Jorge, you want one more?
Well, I don't think In-N-Out will be there because it's not.
They're
it's
not.
national.
No, definitely not.
Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box.
Not in there as well.
Jeez.
Okay, so number 1, how about this? And this is the one that throws me off out of everything. It's 2 ice cream joints.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen's number 2, Baskin Robbins
Wow.
number 1 as most
Baskin
popular
Robbins even have
brands.
food? They just have ice cream.
It's just
right?
ice cream and cakes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but you still have Krispy Kreme is on there. Again, popularity brands, and
Is
I guess
Krispy
in
Kreme
the
a
fast
fast
food
food?
You get
category.
food
have
fast.
drive-thru.
Yeah, you have drive-through. Yeah.
Subway,
Okay.
which is not a surprise.
And
Subway's not a surprise.
That's a surprise that it's
No.
so well liked.
Most people's palates are right in the sweet spot of Subway.
Well, not even
As
just
in
that.
terrible?
Subway,
Yes.
Subway across the country, they're everywhere. I think their brand actually, at least for some of the athletes that they're using right now,
brand
like
is mid.
they've done. I'm with you on that, but
Brand is
I think
fine.
people have put them in the category. What's freaking top 10, if you can believe it? And I don't.
But I'm still stuck on Baskin Robbins as a fast food choice.
Right,
Yeah.
fast food.
It doesn't have
It's
a
ice
window.
cream.
It's an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's an ice cream place.
The mall
Dairy
one,
Queen at least has burgers.
The mall one was Cinnabon.
Boo, boo.
That's that.
The mall one was Cinnabon.
And also, okay, I would
So
go
the
to
only-
Annie Ann's a million times out of 10 over the Cinnabon place.
the first one to come in of what I would call like a real fast food
Taco
place.
Bell?
Number 3, Wendy's.
I like Wendy's.
The
I like
Frosty.
Wendy's.
I don't mind Wendy's. I don't mind. I've been to
And
a
Wendy's is
a
more
long time.
accessible outside of Los Angeles,
Squared
but
burgers.
yes.
They don't
Subway-
cut corners, Jorge.
Exactly.
Subway is actually the only one on this list of the top 10 that I'm like, okay, I kind of see that one. Dunkin' too. I think Dunkin's got a popularity
Subway,
as far as
Taco
brand.
Bell,
KFC was
Subway,
one of them.
KFC. Like, sure, those are fast food restaurants.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones are ice cream parlors and donut shops.
McDonald's number 16.
What's number 20?
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut number 20.
I feel like McDonald's is so low because there is a wide McDonald's gets a bad rap. 2, I think there's a wide range of experiences that you can have at McDonald's. I think McDonald's is usually like, I don't know.
Well, there's specific, like, literally documentaries that go against McDonald's, too. Like, the fast food industry, that's the that's the
they're the King Kong
monster.
of it. Yeah, they're
So-
the biggest one.
I'm surprised how low Chick-fil-A is because I feel like, again, outside of LA, most people love Chick-fil-A.
Is Chick-fil-A everywhere? Like
Yes.
all across? Okay.
It's pretty everywhere. I think
Yeah.
what here, honestly, is one of the last few places that really adopted it. I think maybe for Chick-fil-A's political views of the owner, but
yeah,
that's
it could
probably
be that.
all.
Actually, you're right. That's probably the only reason. Yeah.
And it's fine. I mean, but that's
I
kind of
haven't gone
all
to a
of
Chick-fil-A
it,
in a
right? That
long
kind of all of it is. It's quick, it's salty, it's hot, and you have it in your car in 10 minutes.
In-N-Out.
Where's
In-N-Out's
Popeyes?
great.
In-N-Out is a different category to me. Like it's because it just feels like it's a whole nother thing.
I'll find it.
You can go
Popeyes,
work
yeah,
off
it's not
your
the 20.
Cinnabon and 31 flavors in the Pickleball Madness Tournament coming up March 23rd at the Agape Pickleball Center in Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley. Spots are going fast, so you're going to want to sign up as quickly as you can. ESPNLA.com. You sign up with your pickleball teammate. It is $100 per team, beginner through intermediate level players and co-ed teams. That's what's available. Grand prize wins $200 for first place. Play against me and Slee. 710 personalities. Have plenty of fun and frivolity. You sign up right now at ESPNLA.com. And if you want to play, you need to do it like as quickly as you possibly can.
the
They're
spots are
going
gonna go.
quickly.
Yeah, that's-
we're down to not a ton left.
It's an easy sale. Let's just put it that way.
Remember, so the first time we did the Mandy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, okay, let's see if we can do whatever it was 100. The Trav and Slee show basically sold the thing
I know.
out before we were
Mm-hmm.
even done with the first show. Pickleball thing went exactly the same way. Our listeners are incredibly loyal, and we love you guys. But if you want to come participate in an event like this, you got to go buy your tickets as quickly as you can because I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when I get home.
Yep,
I'll do
yep.
it. Do it right now. Do it
Also,
right now.
that
too, it's
park
gonna
is
be on a
gorgeous.
Friday.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Can get my steps in. And get
Yeah,
my,
it's a beautiful
my
park,
leg
lots of
pain.
space.
Why is Trav walking around the entire? He's got steps trying to get to 10,000.
So one of the dads, when we were in Vegas this weekend, is like, "So you're just walking around?" Yep. Oh, why? And because I don't like to say it too. I'm just trying to, trying to get moving a little bit. My back hurt. Kind of tell a small little white lie. Hey, my back's bothering me. Just get up and move around a little bit. Makes it feel better. He goes, "Oh, I might start doing that." And I'm thinking, not with me or not.
He's your man, Mary.
Yes. Yes.
You want
yes.
that walk by yourself? What are you going to tell him? Say, "Oh, do you mind if I join you?"
I would say that sounds great.
Yeah, I know. You have to.
I would say that sounds great. And then I put my earbuds in.
You only have one in, but it's the side that he's on.
So I forgot to plug my little case in, so my buds were dead.
Yeah.
And so I
It's the
found
worst
Susan's.
noise when you hear that. It's indicating to you like this thing's about to go
Yeah,
out.
I didn't even have
crap.
that. They didn't even come on. They were that dead. So I see Susan sitting on her nightstand, and I'm like, oh, I'll just use hers. I'm like, I got to sync them right and all that stuff. So I open up, and I can't figure out how to do it. I can't figure out to do it. So
How to sync her headphones?
How to put her AirPods on
Yep,
my
yep.
phone, right? And I know it's easy, but I'm like, I just can't remember how to do it. And I call down to Michael, my son, and I'm like, hey, how do I sync? He goes, you just did. And I'm like, yeah, it's not working. And he just comes, just give me that.
They do make it purposely hard to do because they don't want people to steal people's iPhones and then put them on their phone.
Maybe, but it took him 8 seconds to do it for me.
Yeah, it's easy to do, but it's yeah.
It's easy to do, but sometimes it says searching for, and you just sit there for 3 minutes. I'm like, it's right here. What are you searching for?
It worked, and I got it done, and then I forgot to plug Susan's back. She says, I not only plug them back in, I forgot to put the little buds in
Back
the case.
in there? Oh, yeah.
She's like, where are they? I think they're still in the pocket of my shorts. Did they go through the wash? No, I'm not a
Susan,
great
you're going to
roommate.
need to buy some new.
Yeah, I don't
you
know
really
what
need to
happened
be
to 'em.
more responsible.
I don't know what happened to him. Hot and cold coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. The top drivers on the NASCAR Cup Series and Mexico Series, they're going to race at one of America's best venues, surrounded by the best in entertainment. It's going to be the best. The Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum coming to L.A. on February 4th. Get your tickets right now at NASCARclash.com.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland is next after
The new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week at 12:30 p.m. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Time now for Who's Hot. How about Puka Nacua? Take it away, Producer M.
All right, Puka Nacua is hot because he's being a great boyfriend and going shopping with his girlfriend. So his girlfriend was shopping in Aritzia, and she got on her TikTok and was pointing out that Puka was having a great time by himself while she shopped and did all the things that she wanted to do. He sat in the corner of Aritzia and watched LeBron highlights.
What's Aritzia?
It's a clothing store.
Okay.
The fun little drink, and he sat there content to himself while she just kind of did her own thing. So what's hot is shopping boyfriends.
I know that that's like an archetype of the boyfriend who gets stuck with his girlfriend who's shopping, or the husband who gets stuck in the women's department at the department store. I know that that's like a thing. I never have experienced that because Susan would want me anywhere but with her when she's doing that. Like, get as far away from me as you possibly can. I do remember having to go with my mom occasionally when I was a kid, and she would and just thinking, this is torture. Like, and we were probably there, I don't know, half an hour tops, and it felt like 3 weeks.
Okay,
being
so
stuck watching her look at blouses. Like, what the hell are we doing?
I think this is the question. I think the question is, you can go spend an afternoon at a mall, right? Like, you could hypothetically, you're going to go. Maybe you're going to go grab some lunch, and you got to go to one store. You're going to go do this, and then you kind of catch yourself. I'm okay with going to the mall with her if it's under that circumstance. If it's, hey, I need to go to the mall because I'm looking, I got to buy this, I got to buy that, and then there's a baby shower and this, that. I'm with, she doesn't want me there. She's like, let me just go take care of myself. Because there's also, I think for her, there's this, it's more peaceful for her to just go at her own time where she doesn't have to worry about me. Is this guy annoyed? Is he this? Is he that? So I think it just depends. Are you there together at the mall for something else? But if she's going specific for something, I don't think that's going to work.
Phones help now. I didn't have a phone as a kid.
It'd also be maybe that Puka's girlfriend maybe wanted some Puka help buying some things.
Well,
there,
sure.
Which is probably why he was invited.
I'm sure Puka's a great guy. I'm not throwing it, but sure. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah. All right, so now it's time for
now
it's time for Who's Cold.
And now time for Who's Cold. Josh Reynolds.
All right, so Josh Reynolds told the Detroit Free Press. Josh Reynolds, by the way, is the receiver for the Detroit Lions. He said
former Ram.
He said, stuff happens, man, when asked about the drops on the game, and he did not say stuff. And he went on to say, I know what kind of player I am, don't want to drop them, stuff happens. I just do want those back, of course, but I can't, and I just got to go work on its off season and get prepared for the moment when it comes. All right, so, yes, that is a fine thing to think to yourself and to, as a well-adjusted human, this is how you should approach your work. This is how you should approach every day of your life is, things happen and you move on and you don't forget, but, you live your life. But I don't think that Detroit Lions fans really want to hear this on Monday after you guys lost the game, that, stuff happens. Oh, well, next season. So what do you guys think?
Look, you nailed it. This is a thought better left unexpressed. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong, because here's the thing. Alan Sliwa, Travis Rogers, Jorge, Emily, Yates, who just walked in. We've all had bad days at work. And when you walk away from it, it doesn't tear you to pieces for the rest of your life because you wrote a bad sentence or you had a bad segment. You move on from it. And I know that what he did was he should have caught the ball. I get it. Lions fans, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. I get it. He's right.
Okay, but
he's right. He had a bad day at the office.
Some of us might be having one right now.
What's the name that I've brought up before? Marlon McCree had a pick against the New England Patriots, and all he had to do, this is a Charger game down in San Diego. This is a year, I think it's the Schottenheimer 14-2 year. All he had to do after the pick was go down, and the Chargers pretty much going to control the game. They're going to win the game.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He tries to go to the house. Ends up just a very smart player from the Patriots. While he's trying to go to the house, picks the ball, fumbles it, and New England takes over, and then Tom Brady gets another chance, and he goes and beats the Chargers. His post-game comments was, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm trying to go to the house.
Well, that's stupid.
That's a problem. I think the only thing that I'm going to say to Josh Reynolds in this, look, read his whole quote. Ish happens, man. I know what kind of player I am. Didn't want to drop them. Ish happens. I do, and it kind of goes on to basically talk about, I got to be better. I'm going to work on it. I don't know what else you want the guy to say. I don't think he clearly is upset that he lost or that he didn't say, well, Goff should have put it in a different direction. Like, he's not blaming on anybody else.
Right.
He's taking the blame.
I'm also not huge. I don't need a whole ton of, like, I don't need a pound of flesh after every loss, particularly in a hardcore game. Like, you lost. You know what I mean?
Especially when it's just
rundown.
in the course of playing the game.
Exactly.
Right? I like your example, Al, because wide receivers drop passes. Happens all the time.
Constantly.
It happens. It's part of the game. Not understanding the moment is like your Marlon McCree one and getting down on the ground. Okay, maybe you lost your brain for a second, but when somebody afterwards says, hey, if you just fall to your knees, the game's over and you win, that's not the moment to go, man, I'd take it to the house. That's not what you do. That's
not what you want.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't add up.
Nope, he'd do it all over again.
Yeah, that's a bad look. That is a very, very bad look. Who's hot? Who's cold? Brought to you by Next Gen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. What's up, Clinton?
Not much. Just popping in, seeing what was going on with you guys. I missed the Olive Garden trip, but I saw the pictures. That was excellent.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know if you were coming or not.
Yeah, I got caught up with
Olive Garden.
So, okay, this is what I wanted to know. Like, I mean, did it live up?
Yeah.
To any of your architectural dreams?
It was
we were seated
warm,
in a good area,
inviting.
It was very bright.
Yeah,
I would
say.
Trav didn't partake in some of the festivities.
You had a longer way to go to get home, so I imagine
Well, you're not totally wrong. That was part of the
equation.
It was on the equation line, but just trying to.
Sure.
Jorge and I went hard to the hoop.
Would you qualify it as the nicest Olive Garden you've ever been to?
Oh, by far.
Okay.
It's the best Olive Garden I've ever been to.
That's all I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's all.
Best Olive Garden I've ever been to.
We did some damage. There were multiple appetizers.
Okay.
There were cocktails.
What are they serving at Olive Garden these days? How full is that full bar? You can get whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Some of the top shelf.
Probably.
Okay.
I'm not saying for sure, but they
have prosecco and things.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think probably make a mimosa.
I'm just trying to figure out who I can take there that are not people in this room right now.
Yeah.
Top shelf.
Okay.
Only the
I had
best.
a good time.
Good to know. That's
multiple desserts.
Oh wow, that's cool.
We got the Italian warm donuts.
Those look
and
good.
Strawberry cake, which is
Solid.
really
Yeah,
good.
strawberry
Also,
cake. So we were doing a good job.
I just wanted an in-person Olive Garden update.
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
all.
It was very
That's
good.
all.
I had 0 breadsticks.
Oh, that's a miss.
I know.
Even for the bit. Are you on an anti-breadsticks diet?
Can I explain it? Can I explain from my perspective? Because he really throws me off sometimes. Travis, he's right to my left here. Okay.
Okay.
And Travis has a.
You were seated like this at the table as well, I take it.
No, I was to your left.
He's right to my left.
Yeah.
Right to my left. So, Jorge, Emily, myself, and Travis.
Yeah.
And Travis is, and it's authentic. He's created this image of himself on the radio. A lot of it's about food. A lot of it's this, a lot of that. Hey, if you only live once, kind of that kind of thing. He didn't touch a breadstick. I couldn't get him to touch one of the warm donuts, the Italian warm donuts.
Wow.
I mean, his
new leaf.
self-discipline. His discipline.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
Okay,
I
all
kept
right.
looking over at Jorge. I'm like, Jorge,
right
help
back
me
at
out
you.
here. My sales job is awful.
It's going to last as long as it lasts.
Sure.
And it's not going to last forever. I yelled at Carlo this morning for no reason.
I
yelled at Jorge
we're
for
at a
no
cliff
reason.
here.
I've got a timeline on the calendar when this all changes, of course. Pitchers and catchers report. That's when we get back into the regular rhythm.
Well, I had a little bit of a hiccup in Vegas last weekend. I was in
but
Vegas.
not a big hiccup.
Not a huge one.
Yeah. Okay.
I had been dry January until Friday night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I'm not, for lack of a better term, man enough to do that. I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that act like they do and
That's
don't.
no problem to me. That's not a problem. Not drinking for me. If you told me I can't have
For you.
For me. If you told me I can't have coffee, I might try that, by the way, for Lent.
But the mindset of I'm not drinking, therefore I am in general not operating in a gluttonous manner. I do understand. Like those two things are linked.
It's the first stumble before you fall all the way down the hill. Right, because the martini leads to, I've already had one, I might as well have a second, which leads to, I've already blown the day, bring on the wine, which brings you know what we need? Another round of mozzarella sticks.
Right. And now I'm stuffing breadsticks down my face 10 at a time, and now I can't drive home, and I'm sleeping in the back
There's
seat.
no dimmer switch on this guy right here. On or off. That's
Binary.
it. Yeah.
Zeros or ones.
I am analog. That's it. That's it.
I love
it. You got any solutions for the Lakers?
Oh, man. So I looked up. I did not realize that Anthony Davis had played as many games as he has this year. But the problem is when he doesn't play, they lose. And
when they play,
he loses
that too.
too.
But I'm saying, like, there's a general, and I've said this before, and I was reading. I actually tuned into a little bit of the YouTube comments today because I was watching on the way in. And a lot of guys were saying stuff like, oh, well, why doesn't anybody blame the organization? This, that, and that. I'm like, well, your boy's been telling you for a while that this is the issue, is that, in fact, LeBron James is probably the best talent evaluator they have, if we're being honest. However, he's also on the team, so there's a general conflict of interest there, and team's just not that good. This is the part of being a Lakers fan that I think a lot of people have trouble with, is understanding that sometimes you look around the league and the opponents are just better.
Well,
and there's not a lot you can do from a structure standpoint to change it.
I agree with both of those points, in particular this second point, that sometimes the other teams are just better. That's sports. That happens. But you need to know where you are in your moment. And the moment is there a trade to be made? Sure. Are we significantly better? I don't think so. And so I'm spending money on something. I'm spending capital. I'm spending assets. I'm spending whatever equity or collateral I have to do what exactly? And to know that that's last year, you had no choice. Russell Westbrook had to go. You had to take a shot. I get it. I don't know if that's true this year.
Well, you can also fool yourself, right? And I'm not.
I would argue that the Lakers have done a lot of fooling themselves in the changes that needed to be made.
Fool yourself, but it's fair. You got to the Western Conference Finals. Now, we've talked about this. Did things just work out perfect in the playoffs? A little bit.
Well, I can tell you that.
Bit,
I mean,
also, everything kind of worked out perfect.
This is what you get with LeBron teams. You get teams that are better for the playoffs because you can adjust to the team on the fly, and that experience makes you better. The Lakers have always, this particular iteration of the Lakers to me was always built better for the playoffs because night in, night out, those adjustments far more difficult in a trickier situation.
You get more rest too.
And LeBron can be more LeBron. He can play both ends of the court more frequently. It's the playoff format is a better format for these guys than the regular season.
For any veteran teams.
But it's in the air again. You know, are they going to fire the coach? Are they going to have a mutiny? Or is there going to be a trade for a trade's sake? Because the second the hourglass hits the Twitter page,
like the sands of the hourglass,
right? The second that thanks for pulling me out of here before I go all in,
right?
Like it's LeBron 101. It is the first page on the LeBron James manual of how to do things that are plausibly deniable, but there's absolutely no ambiguity to them at all.
And again, I am one of those people that looks at the organization and says, hey, if you were a real live modern franchise like some of these other places, you wouldn't have this issue in the same way because you'd have the brain trust there to either A, stay consistent, B, consistently scout better, or C, get guys that are in different places in their career that can actually make you better and not just for the sake of doing it. But then again, it's hard. That's why you don't just win titles every year. It's not easy. That's the whole point.
We're down to one head coaching vacancy in the NFL. The Seahawks filled their spot. Mike McDonald, the Ravens, former Ravens defensive coordinator, will be their new head coach. So Bill Belichick does not have a seat at the table. Mike Vrabel, shockingly to me, does not have a seat at the table. Pete Carroll, I think, probably was a little bit more picky about where he might dip his toe in.
I think he needs a gap year.
I do too, but three highly decorated NFL head coaches, two of them with Belichick, Pete Carroll, both been to multiple Super Bowls along the way.
Vrabel won Coach of the Year.
Vrabel's a really good coach, and we're down to one spot. I don't think we would have had all three of those guys on the sideline at the end.
And look, the teams that filled in there, the Chargers, obviously, that's kind of the easy one. The ones that I thought 100% were going to fall first, Harbaugh, okay, that one happened. The Vrabel one I'm most surprised about just because of his age.
If you've ever met Mike Vrabel, I could see how there's certain owners that say, no, we'll take a pass on that.
Any of those guys land in D.C.?
I don't think the DC understands what they're going to have to do to get somebody, which is massively overpay because it's the worst job in the league and has been so for 25 years. I think.
Okay,
that's
but
something that
Snyder's
they're
not there
figuring out.
anymore. Is it
Okay.
still that bad of a job?
Do we have any idea to believe that they know what they're doing?
No,
Do
but
they have
I
the
kn-
worst stadium in the NFL?
But I
Yes.
do know
They don't have a
that the
quarterback.
guy that was the reason of
Sure.
a quarter
Is
century
gone.
of ineptitude,
Is gone.
he's at least gone.
That's the starting place, but
Yeah.
to me, that's an indication. To some people, clean slate means great, clean slate. To some people, clean slate means we don't know if you know what you're doing. And I think that's where people who are assistants at, say, a Texans who already rebuilt their situation or the Lions are saying, no thanks, unless you're going to pay me out the nose. Otherwise, I'll stay where I am.
The Dump is coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. ESPN Bet is now live as the official sportsbook of ESPN. ESPN Bet is the only place to find daily exclusive and offers with your favorite ESPN personalities and shows. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Plus, find all your favorite markets and bets in in-game wagering, cross-sport parlays, teasers, and all the props that you can handle. That's ESPN Bet. Download it today. What a play. You need to be 21 and present in a legal gambling state. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
It's now
time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Trav, we brought this up before. Dan Patrick show yesterday, and this has been a conversation. I feel like every year we get to the Super Bowl, this is starting to come up more and more. Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody knows Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody gets excited about it. You got the week off in between, which is what it is. I think just more anticipation. I just hate that there's no football. He brought up, and you've heard this before, why are we not playing Super Bowl on a Saturday? Like, it is such a big event. Everybody in the country is typically throwing some type of Super Bowl party. Why not throw the Super Bowl, or why not have the Super Bowl on a Saturday? Give everybody that, make it a late night, have a good time, have as many drinks as you want, and then Sunday you get to chill, you get to relax, you get to recover for one day. Because if not, you're going to probably do that on Monday, which is going to be a work day. A, do you like the idea? B, do you think it would ever happen?
I don't dislike the idea. It's for me, and I'm just talking about for me.
Yeah.
You could hold it on Tuesday afternoon at 1:30 and I'm in. It doesn't really make a huge difference to me. I'm not a...
Do you want the recovery for...
Well, honestly, the Super Bowl party I know is kind of ubiquitous, right? And it's and I don't mind a Super Bowl party. It can be a lot of fun, but I also like the football of it all. And if the football's good, then I'm going to have a little bit less of the stuff. If the football's bad is when it gets out of hand, right? Because then there's nothing really else to do. But
it is long.
And it's super long. It's a long day. I don't really care. If it moved to Saturday, I certainly wouldn't be angry about it. That's fine.
I think you'd have a different opinion if you were on the East Coast. And I
Maybe.
think we are incredibly blessed over here. And one of the best things that, since I moved over here, is how to watch sports. Because it's over at 8. Instead of being over at 11:30 midnight on the East Coast. That's crazy.
You couldn't be more right.
Yeah.
I lived in the non-Pacific time zone once in my life. I lived in Houston for nearly a couple of years, and that's just the central. That's not even the East, right? So you at least get an hour back from the East Coast. Things that end at 11 are stupid, right? It's way, way, way too late.
Would it ever happen?
No. Saturday night's a TV graveyard. That's not where they put things. They put them on weeknight. Friday night is a TV graveyard. They don't put things on Friday night either. Things are from Sunday to Thursday.
But is the NFL so powerful, like you said? It could be Tuesday at 1:30 and everybody's going to watch?
For you and for me, yes.
Okay.
For Emily and Jorge, yeah. But it's the person that, hey, it's Sunday, I got to go to work. I'm going to, I'll go with you to the Super Bowl party. It's the person that wants to see the commercials, right? It's the person that wants to go to the party that maybe, I could go to the party or I could go ride my bike or whatever it is.
Sure.
I think you're going to lose.
For the more casual.
You're not going to lose a ton of people, but 5% or 2% of 200 million, that's a lot of people.
It's why HBO puts things on Sunday night. It's why all
Sure.
award shows are on Sunday nights. It's because, one, it leads into the first thing that people talk about on Monday morning on all the news stations is whatever happened on Sunday night. So that also helps with that.
Basically what we're saying is it ain't going to happen.
People are home on Sunday nights specifically.
I could see a world in which you move you make the Monday after the Super Bowl national holiday.
Not for us,
you
it
put
wouldn't
it
be.
on President's Day or something.
Right?
Like that.
But think about it. If, no matter when they play the Super Bowl, we're on the air the next day.
Of course we are.
Oh yeah, we are.
That's what I mean. So I don't. I'm gonna watch no matter what. I'm gonna have my buffalo chicken dip no matter what. I'm gonna have my guacamole no matter what.
We got a call yet?
No.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't know. Maybe we're out.
That's how good.
It was a pretty good party.
It
was a pretty good party.
I can tell you this: Jorge's taking the Niners with a 6.
He always does
10,
that.
homeboy.
Yeah, you'll buy
Give me
6
all the
and the
points on
5,
the
right? The Sphere has its next residency. You too, by the way, when I was in Vegas last weekend, we drove by it as the show was getting ready to start.
Okay.
And just, the scope of I didn't go inside, so I've only seen it from the outside.
Yep.
It's
unbelievable.
So it's equally parts weird and awesome. It's a thing you can't stop staring at it. It is so bizarre, and the line of people to get in there was super long, and everybody looked like they were about to go have a really good time.
To build something in Vegas where it is now the attraction, right? Like, no. If you're going to Vegas, or like you said, I just want to see what it looks like from the outside. That's pretty special. You must have done something pretty special if that's what you're able to do. I still haven't seen it. So
yeah, Dead and Company will have the next residency there. So that's the Grateful Dead without Jerry Garcia, right?
Yep.
Yep, and Bobby Weir just announced it on Twitter, and it's going to be potentially starting in May, and like not as long as U2 is there, so it's going to be a shorter period of time. But Deadheads are going to come in droves.
Okay, so is there anybody in this room a Deadhead? I'm not.
I'm not, but I have friends who are Deadheads.
Okay,
I'm not. Yeah, that's not my.
So I don't know the answer to this. I could be totally wrong, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Doesn't like a residency in Las Vegas seem like the anti-Dead? Like, isn't the whole thing to move around and go to all these different places?
And follow the dead wherever they go.
Right.
Yeah.
That to have a residence in Las Vegas, of all places, which is the most corporate thing in the world.
Exactly.
It just seems the antithesis of the dead.
So I was going to say my dead friends. My deadhead friends, so like the Grateful Dead, I'm sorry if I'm being wrong, but like they have done a lot of times where they'll do like 5 days in one location. And so my friends went to Colorado to see them perform at the University of Colorado Stadium for 5 days. They stayed in Colorado all these 5 days, got spots every night, and obviously that's what they wanted. So I don't think it's totally unusual for the Grateful Dead to do that.
But then would they be like in Phoenix the week after, and then Portland the week after that?
But like for a whole week and stuff. But also in all these like kind of, Deadhead friendly places. Yes, Vegas seems like a little interesting, but I think that Vegas is full of things that Deadheads would enjoy.
Every time I've heard of the Deadheads, it's always been you travel with them. You go up the coast of California,
you go from San Francisco
following
to
them.
Portland to Seattle.
It's like the fish. I don't know what they call fish people.
Fish heads,
fish heads, or something along those lines. But either way, you just follow them somewhere else. You don't go to one place and stay there for a very long time.
If you're a Deadhead, call in.
This is interesting. I'm changing the subject here a little bit. The Broncos want to trade up in this year's draft so they can draft Caleb Williams #1 overall. That's per Tony Pauline. They are 12th overall right now. This works for two reasons. Okay, number one.
What are they giving up?
Well, okay, that's what's really interesting, right? You have
Cortland Sutton.
You have a team that has the #1 pick that doesn't have to take a quarterback, but probably should take this quarterback, right? In the Bears.
Yes.
But you could stay with Justin Fields if you want.
They probably should stay with Justin Fields, by the way.
But unless you can, can I do some fleecing here?
Can I fleece the other guy?
But
the Broncos in particular, the Seahawks already fleeced them for Russell Wilson. I don't know how much they have left and how far down the road. Maybe you're doing a kind of a Rams thing and just saying, forget it, F them picks. We're going to give you everything we got to get Caleb Williams.
I mean, Caleb Williams is obviously the best player in the draft, and is by not even close, but I honestly don't think that the Bears should get rid of Justin Fields. He showed that he can play, and you're right, Denver doesn't have anything left. What are they going to give away?
I mean, I don't know if it's like the NBA where you have to hold on to certain years and you can give away other years.
I have no idea.
The Rams haven't had a first-round pick since 2016. They went 8 years without one. So maybe just keep giving them away.
I mean, what are you going to give away at this point?
Picks.
But what picks do you have, and which ones would they really want?
But if I'm saying you go 1 for 12, you can have my next 4 first-round picks. You can take a couple of stars if the Broncos, like you said.
It's also being reported they want to keep Surtain. That's like the one person that they want to keep.
Well, they don't get to keep anybody. If I want him and you want, I get to decide what I get.
I'm going through your roster and saying I want that guy and that guy and that guy.
Would you take Russell Wilson at all if you're the Bears?
As a backup to Justin Fields?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Russell Wilson's not a good teammate.
What was I hearing today? I was hearing Russell Wilson and Pittsburgh.
That's interesting.
Yep.
The Raiders have been
talking
talking
about
Raiders.
Raiders.
No. That's interesting.
You don't want Justin Fields?
Oh, Justin Fields? I would do Justin Fields.
Yeah, I was. What I heard this morning on the Get Up was the prediction: Justin Fields to the Raiders.
I mean, I'd be okay
now,
with
if
that.
you're the Bears, would you trade him?
The Bears take Caleb Williams.
The Raiders get him.
So
I love Fields.
I would prefer Caleb Williams, but we can't get that high to go get him. The Raiders.
No.
So
the
yeah,
Bears
if you're going
to
to give
an
me
incredible position, they have a ton of
options.
negotiating power.
Yeah.
Because no one's entirely sure they're going to take Caleb.
Do you know
Williams.
the only problem with the Bears? Is they're the Bears. So I don't know
That
if they're
Patrick
gonna figure
Mahomes
it
in
out.
Kansas City and they took Trubisky.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna
Where is
figure it out.
Washington in the draft? 3, somewhere.
Patriots are 3, I believe.
Yeah, Patriots are 3.
Yeah.
So that's what the Bears should do. They go to Washington, trade so they can also get Marvin Harrison Jr. to go along with Moore.
You know what we should do, Mace?
What about some super cross talk?
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the as shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super.
I kind of want Cappy's megaphone.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like that.
You should buy one.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. There's got to be an app on your phone.
But it's not the same without Cappy.
Yeah, it's not.
Be careful today.
Yeah?
Shut up, Mason.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Shut up, Mason.
I
haven't even said anything yet. Are you kidding me?
What did you do?
Shut up, Mason.
Shut up, Mason.
Oh, there you go. That's why.
Trav's not having the best day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not the best day for him.
What's going on?
Well, he didn't get the amount of sleep that he was looking for last night. He's dealing with something. He went to
Could
Google.
be something bad, by the way.
Yeah, he
I
went to
Googled some symptoms today. I might have.
Oh, really? What
have
did
a
he
weird.
do?
Never do that.
Don't
Just
do
don't
that.
do
What
that.
is
Well, it's too late now.
What does that WebMD say you got?
It could be something called critical limb ischemia.
Probably not
You don't
good.
want that.
Ischemia.
The
What is
ischemia
ischemia?
difficult to deal with.
I think it sounds bad.
It sounds awful.
It could be something called peripheral artery disease.
Which
don't
was
want
something
that.
severe.
Oh my God! This is
not
like
good.
These are crazy diagnoses.
Kidney failure.
What do you think your kidneys are failing right
Because your
now?
legs hurt?
I didn't
As
until
you sit
today.
here, does your lower back hurt? That's
Well,
where
now
your
that- now
kidneys
that-
are
now
located.
that you mention it.
No. Now it's all in your head, right?
That's how we started the show. So I just want you to know that that's where Trav was.
Trav
His
symptoms?
headspace this
Yeah.
morning, that's kind of where he was.
So, I had a bad night's sleep last night for one very specific reason.
All right.
I had leg pain all night long. Specifically in kind of this area of my body,
Okay,
like where my
so-
hips,
yeah,
meet your
hips,
body,
right.
and kind of on the outside of my upper leg.
Yeah.
So I googled what that means.
Right.
Don't ever do
Restless
that.
leg syndrome?
Nope, that didn't come up. But critical limb ischemia did.
How about, I'm trying to think, what about, I always hear about neuropathy.
Neuropathy?
Neuropathy.
Isn't that a head thing, though?
Neuropathy did come up, but that's just one of those things.
It isn't, don't people get neuropathy where you're talking about neuropathy?
But
Isn't that
neuropathy is where your
brain?
nerves start to fire they get weaker and
There's
you
some
get
numbness,
sensation,
supposedly,
some numbness.
yeah.
Tingling.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't have tingling.
You don't have
though.
tingling, okay.
No. So that's how the day started. And then I thought I got a disease, and then we got some.
Then we had a
knucklehead.
caller call us, and he got angry at that, too.
Yeah.
He kind of went off. So
Well,
it's not his best day. It's just
I
not-
thought you had a really good call today.
It was a really good call.
What was wrong with the call? I thought it was a
No,
good call.
no. I'm talking about the guy that thought LeBron James does not have good fundamentals when he shoots.
Okay, listen.
I was on YouTube.
Yeah,
So here's the thing, and you pointed out.
Yeah, you got
elbows
got to be in a little bit.
Elbow in.
Where's Bron's elbow?
Right, Bron is like
It's
this.
out.
No,
Why is your elbow out?
in.
Why is
Come
your elbow
on,
out?
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Look at Trav's face. He's getting angry again just talking about it.
Sometimes he's kind of like on the side too. I
Come
almost
on,
feel like
Trav.
his left hand is too involved, where his right hand should be doing everything.
Correct.
I mean, figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Slee was kind of trying to tell you, but that left hand is just there as a guide.
That's all it is.
It's just a guide.
Oh yeah, but that you got to tuck that.
Tuck it in.
Exactly. What are you glazed over for now, Travis?
Can
Your leg hurt?
I tell you something?
Your legs hurt?
Mace,
What?
They still kind of do a little bit. The only time they didn't hurt is when I had to have this asinine conversation
It's
the
not
first time.
asinine. Klay Thompson elbow's in.
Yeah, always in.
Cove's
Steph,
elbow was in.
Steph,
Where is
locked
it? It's
in.
in.
Locked in.
See,
Where's
here's the
Bron
deal.
doing out here?
Yeah.
KD's in.
You guys are just doing a bad bit.
Oh,
This guy was serious.
You're critical of our bit.
This
At this station, critical of a
This
bit.
is a bit. Now, this is where I draw the line. I do not accept the accusation that this is a bad bit.
You're trying to, both of you
Slee
are
was
trying to
losing
get me upset over something that I genuinely was upset about earlier.
Were you really upset about it?
I don't like something that is so patently wrong that somebody deeply believes in.
Already disagree.
Okay, I think we've got the actual sound.
We're coming in with it.
Okay, we're going to come in with it because
No, right now. We're playing it right now.
Oh, we're playing. Here we go.
My point also, if you want to just say basketball, to me, I've played a lot of basketball and I've been around a lot of it.
That's a good point.
It's a touch you have on the ball.
Yeah.
I've never liked how he shoots. I don't like the touch he has. Pau Gasol, Jokic, these people have these beautiful
Good
shots.
examples,
Kobe,
by the way.
They have this
I got to
shot.
jump in right here. I got to do something.
Why'd you cut him off?
No.
No. The part I don't understand is here's a caller that had a couple good points to start off with.
Oh, did he? I missed the good.
Pau
We didn't hear
Gasol's
him,
got
right?
good form.
Oh, Paul
He's
Paul
still
does
doing
it.
the
Jokic
bit.
has good form.
Yeah.
And Trav jumps in and cuts him off.
Yeah.
See, the only thing that was missing from that was I've been a Laker fan for 35 years.
That's another great one. I played in high school, or I coached my kids' team. Those are the ones. And then he went on to say, and that when I jumped in, it's like, so I have this right.
Right.
The guy that has scored 40,000 points in the NBA.
Almost. About a month later, in a month.
That is more than anybody. Doesn't shoot well.
Can you imagine how many more
he would have had
he had good fundamentals?
He'd be at 50,000 right now. What are we talking about?
Now, why did this upset you? It's just dumb sports talk.
No. It's not that it's
your
dumb
face
sports.
is getting red. What is this? Your legs, or are you actually angry?
Mostly legs and a little bit angry.
He's gonna be yelling, listening to his podcast on the way home.
Right now. Mostly like it's not the bad basketball of it all. It's that those people live among me, and he wasn't doing it to try to get a rise out of me. He believes it because I gave him a couple of other opportunities to go, we're kind of doing a thing here. And it's not. And they're out there. And when you believe something that is patently absurd, it offends my sensibilities as a logical person.
KD has better form.
Here's what I say. I am going to immediately send a tweet to you and everybody.
But we've already started texting.
We did start texting. And it's going to be just an hourglass. Just an hourglass. Like, how much longer?
Job, you better watch out, Job.
Can I see that ball?
Sliwa, how much more angry would Travis be if this was one of his neighbors talking to him about this?
Boy.
No, okay, look, there's certain things.
This is why I don't talk to my neighbors. See, okay, now we're getting back to the thing. This is the sort of bizarre, asinine, ridiculous things that come out of people's mouths because I'm a sports guy. They feel the only thing you can talk to me about are the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Angels, the Kings.
You want to talk about your tax returns?
I want you to calm down.
And then you get the thing goes, well, he doesn't shoot the ball. How am I supposed to not respond to that? So I choose to ignore my neighbors so I don't have to do this in the first place.
This poor guy a chamomile tea from downstairs.
Didn't I say be careful? Didn't I say be careful? And by the way, during one of the breaks today, he said that he might. I was actually telling him about one of the apps, like the meditation apps, and he said he wants to do meditation. And if there's ever a time,
Calm.
It does help.
He should be investing in a couple of those Calms or the Balance or Headspace or any of these.
I have Calm on my phone.
Do you? Do you ever try Headspace?
I haven't tried Headspace.
Headspace is really good.
Okay.
I like it.
Do you use Calm?
I don't.
You have it.
My kids use it, so we have the shared apps thing. So it's on there. I have tried to meditate on occasion in my life, and I like it.
Yeah.
Like even when you struggle to do it, when you're done, feel a little bit better.
Well, I think right now you need it.
Time.
You really need it.
In the car.
What I need
Take
is
a
for
deep
people
breath.
to
In the
be
car. Take a
more
deep breath.
reasonable and logical.
What upsets you more, LeBron's his form,
That doesn't upset me at all.
Or-
He scored 40,000 points with his form.
or dogs at a restaurant?
Oh boy, that's rough.
Do you see Chloe? Is it Savigny?
Chloe Savigny?
I don't know how to say her last name.
Chloe
Savigny.
Sauvigny.
Sauvigny.
Sauvigny? Oh, come on, that's not Sauvigny.
Chloe S.
Yeah, no, it's Chloe Sauvigny. That's how you say her name.
Chloe S.
Yeah, Chloe S.
She basically doubled down on my dogs thing.
Oh, no dogs in restaurants?
Just like enough already.
Yeah.
She goes off about dogs in New York City and also that people wear Lululemon too much. And that's why New York City isn't as good as it used to be.
Too many dogs and
too
too much
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Too much Lululemon.
There's a lot of
I
that.
can't speak to the Lululemon thing. I know what it is, but I haven't really been paying attention.
Everybody looks like they just came from yoga class.
So I think that right now, Momo just got here. I need to know, Momo, do you think LeBron is a good shooter?
No. Do you
I
think
heard
his
this on the way.
Do you think his form is?
Right. What do you think of his form?
What do you think of his form specifically? Don't lie. There's a right answer to this.
I heard you talking about this, Travis, and I know what you're talking about. He's the greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah, but
that is not how Mr. Naismith drew it up.
That's not. No, the elbow's out.
What difference?
You gotta
does
bring
it
the
make?
elbow in.
I mean, it works. He's
The
made a lot of
results are
baskets.
the
It doesn't work.
But like,
It doesn't
The
just
results are
work.
okay.
if there was,
It has worked better than anything has
if
ever
there
worked.
was an instructional video.
So who's right in that point?
Who has the best shot?
Yeah.
That if there was a video,
You know who has? Hold on.
and you would just watch it.
The
it would be
person that
Klay
has the best
Thompson.
shot is the person who makes the most baskets.
And
that was him.
Yeah, but look how many more baskets he could have made if he had the right form.
You mean made more than everyone that's ever done it? No.
Yes.
Can you believe Travis is so upset about this?
I heard you. You were.
This
you
is
were
as angry as I've ever seen you.
I know. I heard you on the way
Look
in.
at this.
You were
It's like
so angry.
four monsters over here.
Just
Okay,
trolling
listen,
you.
Travis.
Just
I
you are
can
so
go with you on
trollable
one
today.
point. Okay, I can go with you on one point.
I love how she said
am.
yes.
When I was growing up, I was like a big batting stance person.
Oh,
like I could imitate everybody.
Let's go. I
and
love
like,
that.
You know, that we
Ken
used to play
Griffey
games and be like, "Who's this?"
Oh, it's Gary
Sheffield.
Yeah.
Give me another one.
He doesn't like the Hall of Fame voting, by the way.
There's no way I can do that without it looking weird on YouTube. Okay.
What if I give you this one? Like the lean back and the kind of the flat bat back here?
Jim Tomei.
Not bad. I was going for more Rod Carew where he leaned.
Oh, that's too old for me. Yeah.
I've got some breaking
now
news.
I'm old.
What?
Joining us right now, the guy who thinks LeBron has fundamental problems with his shooting.
Well,
What's up, Job?
He does have. He does have.
Job.
Well, it's 1:12. I'm leaving. I'm not listening to it again.
Hey, Job, what's up,
Joe,
man?
what's going on?
Hey, mate, you know who I also am?
Who else?
Boom! How do you like that?
No, he trolled you. He trolled you. He trolled you completely. I didn't even realize it's the same guy.
So are you happy that you put Travis into this mood?
You guys should exchange numbers.
I want to thank Momo for agreeing with me and going down with me, but I have one more thing to say for Travis. You like to talk about food a lot and all this stuff. I have an uncle that works over at Don Cuco's, and you're wrong about a lot of this stuff that you talk about.
Yeah. Now I think we've.
Now it got personal. When food brought up, now it's personal.
No, it's not.
All right.
See,
Hey.
that's just trying to aggravate me, and it's not going to work.
Hey.
He believed the LeBron thing he said.
Hey, Job, we'll talk to you during 2 o'clock call today.
Boom! How do you like that one?
You're all idiots. Super Crosstalk is brought to
Take
you
care of
by
your legs.
In and Out. I have, hold on, what do I have? Momo, did you know that I have critical limb ischemia potentially?
Yeah.
I googled some symptoms, and that's what came
Oh my
up.
God! Don't ever Google medical symptoms.
Too late.
Everything
Limb
leads to
critical.
like something really bad.
Critical limb
Every
ischemia?
answer in life is on Google. It's all on Google.
It's all there.
Don't stop Googling your medical advice.
Mellow, man. Mellow out.
I'm fine. Super Crosstalk's brought to you by
Need
In and
a
Out
gummy?
Burger. See, that's part of the problem too. I haven't been doing that. I haven't been drinking. I've been eating right, and it was like, don't you feel better?
what?
Does it look like I'm feeling better?
You're so
Travis,
angry.
I know
You
what
are
this is.
titanically
I know what
angry.
this is. I actually have now diagnosed you.
Critical limb
This
ischemia.
this is what happens when you cannot eat your feelings, right? When you go on a
Oh.
diet and you
I'm gonna
can't.
start crying.
I know.
This is my favorite thing, by the way.
This is, I literally said this to my friend once, and I was like, I'm on a diet, and I don't know what it is. Everything is triggering me. I'm like snapping at everyone, and she goes, it's because you're not eating your feelings. You have to feel your feelings. And I was like, I have to feel my feelings? What the hell is that?
It
I don't wanna
sucks, is
feel
what
my
it
feelings.
is.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but where are you going, Slee?
Well, he set it up like 3 minutes ago. He's like, all right.
No,
and
you're
I
already
started doing it now.
unplugged, standing up, turned off your microphone.
The afternoon guys to us.
I'm
all
trying
the
to do
time.
the same thing.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I know, and I'm like, the traffic is building. Let's go.
We're going to
It's a good
Pizza.
point.
That's what
We
we're
are
going.
going to
Oh,
pizza.
are you going to
You're
pizza?
doing this whole
We're gonna go
thing.
make
We're
pizzas.
making
Slee's
pizzas
standing
today.
up. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He's trying to leave.
Wait a minute.
He turned off his microphone.
You're
making
making pizzas today?
We are.
Yeah.
Do you have any expertise in this
We're
field?
gonna
Are they
be
teaching you?
educated.
Yep.
They're going
Nice.
to educate us.
What are you going to
Yeah.
put on your pizza?
That was my pandemic hobby.
Sausage. I
yeah.
want sausage.
Yeah.
I want jalapeno on there as well.
Sure.
Give me a little kick on there.
Here's what I
Some
want to
kick.
see. I want to
Just a
see somebody
millennial.
throw the dough up in the air, watch
Oh,
it spin,
spin it on
and
your
then come-
fingers.
and get it down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Can you do that? You
I'm
can
going
spin a
right through the
basketball,
dough.
right?
It doesn't really work
right
that way.
We
I
had like
tried it. It
a
doesn't work
lawn
that way.
dart through the dough.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Probably won't work.
You need
Try it
good
with the ball.
fundamentals, by the way, when you do that.
You know, can't
Throw
you know
that
can't
pizza
do
up in the air.
that? Braun is form.
Absolutely.
Travis, just go eat some carbs. You'll be fine.
Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off
Trust me.
until we're done. Don't turn your microphone, Slee,
you're
off
right.
until we're
Torture
done.
yourself.
I think you're
Just
right.
have some low glycemic index carbs. You'll be
Whatever
okay.
that means.
Well, Ed,
Have some
But
residual fat.
unless they serve that through a window next to my car, I'm not
Sweet
getting
potato
it.
fries. You can do sweet potato fries.
Because
It's not so
that's
bad.
what I
Sweet
what I
potato
need.
fries and pizza. Yeah, just put it back. You're staying for another 3 hours.
Yeah, let's do this. Come on.
I'm trying to keep track of
Do
both
you
of the
guys want to
shows
see
that
how
are
I
going
make
on
the
in
nut
here.
milk?
A nut milk?
I brought it all in.
Yeah, Momo's making nut
Yeah,
milk
she had all
today.
these bags. What's going on?
I don't think I do.
Oh, really?
Why not?
Super